New Year's Eve in Adelaide, and there is no place in this town where anyone wants to be. Young, old, they all want to be a part of what has become very quickly a tradition in the BBL. New Year's Eve, the last game of 2015 here at the majestic Adelaide Oval. It's the Adelaide Strikers hosting the Sydney Sixers, a repeat of last year's semi-final. And with me out on the ground, this amazing ground, Damien Fleming, Freddie Flintoff. This is electric.
It's nights like tonight which make me miss being a cricketer. There's going to be 22 very lucky lads playing tonight.
What a New Year's party. Over 50,000 people here tonight. It's going to be wonderful.
It will be wonderful. And as I say, it's 3 versus 4. So very crucial match for both teams, Flemo.
Yeah, it is. If the Strikers win, they can go to second. So that gives an awesome lift here. They're both evenly matched teams, Fred. It's tough to pick one here.
Yeah, the Strikers had a bit of a shocker the other night, but I can't see them playing like that ever again.
Well, just on the Strikers, Freddie, the local boys, what have you seen this year that's impressed you?
I like the way in which they led. The captain, he's well drilled, he's cool under pressure, and they're a real team. Everyone knows the job, everyone knows what they're doing. Very similar, I think, to the Scorchers.
Flemo?
Yeah, everyone likes to be able to close the innings off, and the dynamic duo of Ben Lachlan and Kane Richardson have got great skills, Yorkers, slower balls. Wouldn't be surprised if they get into Australian colours this summer.
All right, the Holden team lineups, the Strikers, Simmons and Ludeman, they haven't fired really just yet, so they'll be expecting big things. Joe Wadena, head, and the captain you mentioned there, Freddie, Brad Hodge, he's done beautifully so far. Alex Ross has done well. Rashid, he's impressed. Hamish Kingston comes into the first game of BBL 5, and then Richardson, Lachlan, and the spin of Holland coming in on a wicket that looks a little bit dry. Now to the Sixers, Flemo. Again, what have you seen this year?
Well, I tell you, a man who I want to fire tonight, and he did it this time last year, is actually the captain, Nick Madison. You know, he's a good accumulator of the ball, but he's also someone that can hit the ball big. Plenty of sixes square of the wicket, which is a danger against Strikers spin tonight.
And Fred?
Yeah, I think they've got potential matches in the side. You've got Haddon and Lum at the top here, 2 guys who need to put a performance in tonight. You know, we've mentioned Madison and then Cowan and then Silk, good in the field and good down the order coming into bat. Abbott, class all-rounder, needs a performance. Carter's and the overseas player both, they're plenty of experience. And then the bowlers, don't shush, Bird, and Doug the Rug. Come on, Dougie.
He's your favourite. He's your favourite, Fred.
Dougie, he'll be all fired up. Who are you tipping, Flem?
I'm going the Adelaide Strikers at home.
Same, going Strikers.
Oh, there, you've heard it from the best. The party is about to begin. The New Year's Eve blockbuster, live and exclusive on Network 10. It all starts just after this break.
Oh, this time, that's what the crowd's come to see. Again, he targets the leg side, about 5th time lucky. High, wide. Yeah.
Hastings comes back in. Hodge goes big. It's out of there.
Go on, Gillard.
Only losers go to school. They can't teach what.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to everyone from the Adelaide Strikers. Hope you had a great year and hope that next year is even more successful and safe for everyone.
Indeed, Happy New Year to everyone. 2 nights ago, this is Dan Christian, 117 metres onto the roof of the Gabba. Even Big Dan liked it. Will we see something like that tonight? Or this, Paul Malone, the gentleman in the crowd, taking an absolute hanger. Anything could happen. Damien Fleming was in commentary and he was enjoying it, recorded and compared it to the great Warwick Kappa, who was obviously a superstar in the VFL for the Sydney Swans. We've got a magnificent night. I think Warwick Kappa got involved on tweet. We've gone to the judge and in mine he's better, not enough Hollywood. In his super effort though, mate, he was comparing that to a mark over Chris Langford back in 1987. The only rarity there was the Hawthorn Footy Club didn't win the flag that year, Flem, the year before, the year after.
No, they were looking to go back to back.
They were.
Howie. Something that's not a problem in this modern era.
No. Magnificent night we've got here tonight, Gil. Apart from the members' attendance, we've got a sellout tonight, so every available ticket that was for sale has been purchased.
It certainly has. The atmosphere is electric. Not just in this ground, around town all day, Howie. Over in Rundle Mall and then making your way across from the city over into this ground. A sea of blue and just anticipation of what could be a fantastic night. So an interesting move here by Brad Hodge. He's got Travis Head He did use him in their opening game here very, very well indeed with his little sly left arm, right arm orthodox. But he's going to be bowling to Ed Cowan, who comes into this Sixers lineup. His first game in BBL 5. So New Year's Eve in Adelaide is underway.
Yeah, a couple of little surprises there. Brad Haddon's been opening up for the Sydney Sixers, and he's been given the batting licence to slog, but he's going to have to wait a little bit at this stage. But Michael Lom up top, he's a very experienced opening batsman for the Sixers. We did see in the women's Big Bash game earlier today, the ball was spinning. That's why Travis Head's got the ball in hand. Both teams got a couple of spinners each. Oh,
Evidence straight away there, Flem. You're spot on. It looks like a very dry Adelaide wicket, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's New Year's Eve. The pitch looks like it needs a drink, boys. And spinners are going to be grinners here, because if Head's turning the ball, what are the top line spinners going to be doing here? Rashid, Johan Botha, John Holland.
Yep.
They're going to enjoy conditions here tonight.
This is the same pitch that was used against the Melbourne Stars a couple of days back. 40.6 it got to in Adelaide today. Now down to a beautiful 33.9. Why wouldn't you come to the cricket? Off the back foot this time. Doesn't time. It calls a quick single. Have to be very quick. Throw wasn't accurate enough. They sneak through.
Well, I think with the exit of Moses Enriquez with that nasty injury, Flem, Ed Cowan coming in, I don't know that you can bat him anywhere else in the order in this format of the game. He's a quality player, but high score of 70 in this format. I think he needs to be against that new ball. He needs to be with the field up. And Brad Haddon can come in later on and he can clear the rope, but he's got the power. Yeah, very nice stroke there from Cowan, so he'll pick up 2.
No, certainly it's not ideal, and we hope Moses Henriquez gets back as quick as possible. It's been a tough 12 months for the Sydney Sixers all-rounder, but a calf injury will keep him out, you'd imagine, for at least 4 to 6 weeks. Hads has got the pads on then, as has Nick Maddinson.
It's away on the offside. That's the first boundary of this New Year's Eve clash. A pretty nice start by the Sixers. 8 off it. None for 8. 8 runs off the first over, down on the boundary line. What a night to be there, Roger Aldridge. Rog.
Fantastic atmosphere down here, Howie. As you mentioned, a sellout crowd. The top tiers are almost full. There's a few seats around. They'll fill up quickly, no doubt. It is around about the 33-degree mark after a touch 41 this afternoon. By 10 p.m, it'll be an almost icy 28.
Yeah, perfect night for it. Richardson looks like he's coming into the attack. And interesting, before the game, heard Brad Hodge speaking at the toss, saying that he now thinks, as much as he's a Victorian, that this is the premier place to play cricket in the country, with the ground and the crowd, and that's from a Victorian who loves the MCG. That's it.
They might let him back in.
I'm not totally sold on that one, Howie. A packed MCG, 100,000 people.
They do put on a fantastic show here, and that bridge that was built just over a year ago, now you stream down out of the city over the Torrens River roll in here. It's a fantastic...
The Mark Waugh Bridge.
That's right. Someone asked me as we walked down...
statue of him there.
Well, they asked me if Junior was here, and I said he wasn't, and they sort of thought that was a pretty good thing after he made those extraordinary comments last year about Adelaide.
Well, alleged
comments.
Alleged.
Misquoted, wasn't he?
No, he wasn't.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good evening to Mark.
Then he went back to the tape and listened. So Richardson... Oh, that's a beauty.
No, I love watching Richardson bowl, particularly to left-handers, as his natural stock ball is the away swinger to them. He's got a really nice high release, we'll see here. Look at that seam, boys. I don't imagine it's going to swing around for too long, but he gets his wrist and fingers behind the ball, and you can see Lum, feet are nowhere. Could probably just get a fraction fuller.
There's a boundary in the first over, and that is going to be a boundary indeed. It's the first 6. So Lum just picked it up to the leg side and helped it on its way.
Tell you what, that's an amazing shot after getting beaten all ends up the previous delivery, but he liked the line of the ball. It was pitching outside leg stump, but he's such a powerful man, Lum. We've seen him hit a lot of sixes in the Big Bash in the last few years, and we keep saying every time there's a lot of Matty Hayden in that one.
And another crowd catch, was it? They've improved as the tournament's gone on. The crowd, this could be tight. Oh, lunging Michael Lum gets there. Just going back to comparing stadiums, The challenge, I think, has gone out now. It'll be interesting to see if there's a record broken for domestic cricket tonight. I think around the 52,000 mark. But the big local derby on Saturday over in Melbourne. As we see, yes.
Oh, that's a great
confirmation. It was held.
Can't believe it. Hug for the brother.
Not a bad arm either.
The challenge is there for the people of Melbourne. Get down there. Support, whether you're green or red, get along there and make it a big crowd.
Get over 50,000, Gil.
Cowan advances. Unluckily, straight to the point fieldsman.
And over in Perth, they're building the new Burswood Stadium. What's that going to hold?
It's around 60,000.
Wow.
So that's must be 18 months, 2 years away, but it's certainly making strong progress there.
It's just, the atmosphere is electric down there. And just walking back up to the commentary box and looking at the third tier that's packed. And they've got an amazing view of the cricket, looking straight down the pitch.
So last ball of the second over, and Cowan works it. It's up another well-judged single. Number 16 off 2.
Enterprising start to the Sixers. Head continues, 8 off his first over. Oh, in the air, but it's perfectly in the gap. Not a runaway out in the offside. This is a good start by the Sixers.
I like Ed Cowan too, getting off to a bit of a flyer. Generally, he's more an accumulator of the innings at the top in the power play, but 2 fours to him, 12 off 6 balls, just hitting inside out. Lovely shot.
I agree, Howie. I think this is a terrific start. We're only 13 deliveries in, but it's showing signs. It's hinting that it could be a wicket that slows up more and more through the evening. So run scoring might not be so easy later on tonight. Cowan, he's in a very positive frame of mind once you see players using their feet like that, particularly to an off-spinner as a left-hander with the ball potentially turning away from you. It shows that he's really looking to be attacking and not just leave it up to Michael Lum, who for the Sixers often is the man that has to be the power game at the top. There's more power, but there's a bit of finesse about it too. It's helped over cover for 1 bounce 4.
Great connection. They know exactly what they're doing. They're hitting with the spin. They're targeting cover, knowing that if they hit over that fieldsman's head, it's going to be at least a 4. But beautiful timing, very controlled as well from Lum. So after that turn, after the second or third ball, that looked like it put some doubt in the mind of Cowan and Lum. Runs have been flowing. 17 off 9 balls now off head. And remembering the strikers, Bradley Hodge, the captain, won the toss and decided to bowl first.
So deep long off has gone around to deep cover now to take that lofted stroke out. Goes out to the deep man, so it'll just be 1. But that was a beautiful stroke by Lum over cover. It's just an extension of a forward defence, goes into an aggressive drive. But you watch here, he opens himself up, doesn't go across the line at all, hitting with the spin. That ball spinning to the offside, opening up that attacking stroke. Well fielded. Half chance there, but good communication between the Sixers batsmen. Just showing if you hold your head, hold what we term shape when you're looking to hit over the infield, you can achieve very positive results. This time, it's back down the ground towards long on.
That's a 6er. That's a massive hit at the Adelaide Oval straight. Paul Wilson, the up, getting his hands up. Brilliant batting from Lum and Cowan after 3. It's number 33.
A little bit of a subdued crowd here for the New Year's Eve party. The Sixers are off to a very positive start. And Flem, I went a bit quiet trying to call this. You said it was a very big hit, and I agree. I was looking around the grass area to see where this landed. It really just kept carrying at the Adelaide Oval. To be hitting a ball over the fence down in that long on or straight hit region, that's a powerful stroke.
It is, and he didn't quite get it to the half volley. So he just delayed his bat speed to hit through the ball because it would length. Hamish Kingston's come into the team. He's bowling first change. Good start. Coming in for Michael Nessa, who's crook. But an opportunity to perform.
2 overs for Head. He's gone a couple of times with that move. Has he gone to the well once too many times, Brad Hodge?
It's always that delicate balance. There was enough evidence of spin and difficulty for two left-handers to suggest to Brad Hodge, yeah, I'll go with Travis again and try and lure a false stroke. They want a wicket. That's what he was trying to do. It's high risk, high return, trying to take spinners over the top in the first 6 overs. Oh, another good follow-up from Kingston.
Good start.
You know, fortune favoured the Brave today with the sixes batting. I don't think you can be too critical of Brad Hodge. As I say, there was evidence there. He had good reason. It was, I'm sure it was a well thought out decision, but just good batting got the better of him.
Brad, you are listening in. The decision to go with head, it probably hasn't worked out for you this time as well as it has.
Not so far, no. Yeah, no, not at all.
Seems pretty stressed, Hodgie, about that. Oh, this time sliced away, so didn't quite get the Yorker length. Kingston, some good work down in the deep from Travis Head.
Hodgie, you said at the toss that this was now the premier place to play cricket in the country after being a proud Victorian and playing at the G for a long time. It's a big call.
Oh,
It's a massive call.
They've just put the for sale sign up on your house in Melbourne too, mate.
No, I didn't say the city, I said the cricket ground.
Oh, that probably hurt
Just
him.
because your Demons aren't getting a win, Hodgie.
Mate, they're good at this ground, Flem. We were very competitive here last year. I think we took Port down and we lost Adelaide by about 10 points.
For our international viewers, they're talking about Australian rules football. Oh, sharp chance maybe for
Well done,
Ludeman.
Kingo, good.
He's done well there. He's saved at least 3 runs, but
Good, Kingo.
just not sure whether it's carried through.
Keep going.
And Hodgie was the main reason going with Travis Head, even though you got other spinners. He was the only one that's turning the ball away from left-handers.
Yeah, that's the theory, Flem. Traditionally, left-arm orthodox to left-hand batters scored a higher strike rate than the other way. So yeah, it was a bit of a punt. We always said that, you know, keep on your toes. He's got a pretty good record. He got Lummy out, I think, in this competition before. But no, they got the better of him there. So hey, you win some and lose some in this game.
Yeah, it was class batting, wasn't it?
Oh, beautiful.
Michael Lum
yeah.
over cover.
Timing it nicely.
Oh, he goes in the air again. Lum in the same region that he's explored before. It's 1 bounce.
Gee, normally he doesn't mind a slog sweep and whipping it through the leg side,
Yeah.
but his offside play today has been unbelievable, Lum.
His ability here to hold his shot, he's just checked that again. He's just not flowed through with his bat swing at the speed that it was coming down. He's just had to take the pace off his bat swing to an extent when he realised that ball wasn't quite a genuine half volley.
He's just manipulating his hands, like you said.
Yeah.
He's just opening it up. Maybe Kingston's just gone a little bit too full every ball. I thought the first couple worked.
22 off his last 6 for Lum now. His third man comes inside the circle and there's a man out on the cover fence. So Lum's caused a change in the field and he goes directly into that gap that's opened up now and the sweeper pulls it in. Gee, it's another good over though. 8 off it, none for 41 from 4.
The power's already started, but there's more to come. Haddon, he's already posted 1 big total in BBL 5. Then Maddinson, 85 off 48 deliveries in the semi-final at this very ground in BBL 4. And Jordan Silk, he'd never hit a 6 in T20 cricket until last year, and then he started doing it pretty much every third ball.
He's been pretty consistent too, this BBL, Jordan Silk, without getting a big score, but he has dramatically improved his scoring zones in T20 cricket. And it's right arm smorgasbord time. Ben Loughlin's going to mix it up big time. He is in great form. Excellent career figures. Starts with the stock ball. And for a bowler like this, boys, he'll have watched and noted that the pitch was a bit dry and there is some turn. And that over the curveball spinner that he bowls, you'd imagine will get a bit of grip on this pitch.
He's got so much variation, hasn't he? Probably him and you've seen Bravo from the Renegades. They're probably
Andrew Tye.
Yeah, Andrew Tye as well, who's got that amazing Yorker when it counts as well. He's back to his best the last couple of games.
Gee, they were good as a unit, weren't they, last night? It's a rare day that Brad Hogg goes for into the 40s off his 4 overs, but they just all rallied around him. And the batting was a masterclass. Howie, I know it wasn't one that often, we all hope for tight finishes and close, high drama, but there was no need to look away last night. And occasionally you see pure batting, no wild slogs.
Well, it was a record
timed.
first wicket partnership.
Yep.
There you go. It was just quality. Big score to chase. No problems.
Lum advances, doesn't get this one cleanly. They won't get a run. Yeah. I was sitting in a pub in Pambula watching you boys in action last night. I enjoyed your chat with Chris Gale as well when Brad Hogg was on, but this was a bit of Sean Marsh. You better talk us through it, Gil, because you were there.
Yeah, see, these are class shots. They're, that's not, you're not backing away and wildly slogging. They're just extensions of what shots may normally go along the ground, just getting the momentum through the ball. It's a high bumper and called wide.
Tell you what, the other thing I did pick up yesterday in the beach area of Pambula, the games of beach cricket, Mark Wall won't be happy because everyone under 12, they're just playing reverse sweeps, switch hits.
Really?
Oh, the cover drive's gone from beach cricket.
The bash is on the beach.
Absolutely it is. There's no textbook shots available.
Well, you've got to practice it somewhere.
Oh, they're
and I think
practicing
the
it all
beach
right.
is a good area to try that sort of stuff. Oh, well bowled. Jeez, he was hoping if that hit the front foot first. It must have been close. Lum looks at his bat straight away, but that's the change-up, isn't it? 134 kilometres an hour. It's not the quickest delivery, but if it's backed up after a few slow balls, it's easy to deceive the batsman. And on the money, he executes every time. That was impressive about Andrew Tye again last night. When he goes for his change-ups, it's on the money.
Well, that's right. The bowlers are always looking to mix things up. He's lucky. Little inside edge. French cut, some refer to it. Yeah, the bowlers have always got to be versatile and innovative. So too the batsmen. They've got to try to change their game and come up with different ways to score and different areas to score. And Michael Lum, I think, in this tournament, in comparison to previous visits out here, and he's played a lot of BBL cricket, but in 2005, or BBL 5, sorry, he's gone offside Flem a lot. I think a lot of attacks would expect him to be more heavily scoring on the leg side.
That's very unique.
And so he's made an adjustment there. He's over mid-off, out through the covers, heavily sided to the offside. So he's had to think about his approach.
Well, not many batsmen score so heavily through the offside in T20 cricket. Well, bowled from Lachlan again.
Is that deja vu?
Can you have deja vu and amnesia at the same time? I'm not sure. After 5, none for 45.
Outstanding crowd at the Adelaide Oval. Want to get yourself, you haven't been to the Big Bash, get tickets now. Blundstone Arena down in Hobart tomorrow. The Cane train up against Sydney Thunder, three of the premier all-rounders in the world playing in that game. Then the Stars versus the Renegades. They're talking 50,000 plus at the MCG. And then we head over to the Wacker where Gil, I think...
Sell out.
Sold out. Till finals time, and that'll be sold out to get a start there as well. So all games at the Wacker
Two more games, I think, at home. The Scorchers. Gone. Sold. Done. Chumbi got in early.
The furnace.
Yeah. That'll be brilliant.
And Richardson continuing to Lum, who's striking at 152. Just chips it back, and he's found the gap. I thought he'd gone straight to the fielder for a moment. Just a couple of metres left of Kingston, and they get a couple.
Interesting tactic. Richardson coming around the wicket, so he's giving away that angle that he gets across the left-handers. But Lum's been hitting the ball so well through the offside. But there's a ring of fielders on the offside and two men out on the leg side. So Lum can still give himself room outside leg stump to hit through the offside.
Oh, power again. We'll just get one. That game on January 2nd in a couple of days. Howie, it's a promotion the BBL's done with Warner Brothers movie.
Okay.
And here's the strip that the Scorchers will be wearing. Batman versus Superman. Here's the hat. Flemmo, you can
put it on.
Have the pleasure of putting a Scorchers hat on if you like.
Hat on.
There it is. Okay. Batman versus Superman is a movie that's coming out in March.
Wins? Have you seen it? Spoiler alert?
March. No spoiler alert. But the Scorchers will be wearing the shirt with the Batman logo, and the Sydney Sixers will have the Superman. Kids, come along. Dress up as your favourite superhero. They're going to give a few Batman capes out.
I'm not
Look
putting
at that
on.
But it's one of the flat caps.
Stars for me.
Shirt.
They gave Ricky Ponting one of these flat caps the other day, and he started trying to bend it.
No,
Rick,
you don't
come on.
do that.
Oh, you don't do that. I would have gone with that.
Not the young.
Well, who's your favourite superhero?
Batman now, clearly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. My favourite superhero was Gilly.
Oh, stop
He
it.
was
Get out of the
a
box
superhero. Love on strike. Look at this for superhero. There's a man there. Just bounces before. The Englishman out there. You were a superhero when you played, Gil.
Thanks, mate.
So why didn't they just dress up as Gilly then?
They could have.
Hey, the Scorchers.
They could have.
Well, that's an area that we just made mention of that traditionally Lum goes to. A little bit slow this wicket. It held up and he shanked it around to the deep man.
Was Jai Wadena out there, not Rashid.
And we see Richardson just banging the ball in short of a length, and that's generally his tactic in these power play overs, hopefully mixing it up with a bit of swing and angle. So you see that 63% in that short area, good area. Doesn't try and bowl too full, but when he's closing it out at the death, those Yorkers are the strength of his, with a little bit of change of pace on that good length. So good adjustment from Richardson.
So last ball of the power play, and they'll finish none for 51 in the semi. They were 1 for 51 and went on to get 181 for 4. So it's hotting up here for the Sixers.
Some pundits were saying tonight that the Sixers' concern would be the depth of their batting, but they've started magnificently. None for 51 from 6. Look at the projected. Ooh, imagine if we got up to 190 and then Simmons and Ludeman and Hodge and Jai Wadena. Well, those boys came out and had a go.
Well, 10 and over, 10 wickets in hand. They're still going to be looking at that 190 mark.
Oof, that'd be a nice.
They've got Madison and co to come in. Brad Haddon. Good luck being a bowler.
Yeah, well, we
last
say it
couple
so
of
often.
nights.
One. Yeah, how many wickets fell last night?
2.
2.
And we haven't seen any tonight.
I think there was 4 last night. I'm not making a mistake for them tonight. I've made too many mistakes in recent evenings. I've said that the West Indies were the world champions of T20 cricket last night, and I apologise to our Sri Lankan friends.
Gee, they
are the
red
current
hot on
world
you.
champions, the Sri Lankans. It was at one before, wasn't it, that the West Indies won?
I hope so.
How many people? How many people that you know on social media that you got it wrong?
It's a good barometer.
Yeah.
Is it? No,
Twitterville.
I don't think it is. I don't think it is.
I don't think so.
No, not
quite
necessarily.
I apologise, mate. I was thinking about a couple of years prior, but yeah, only 4 wickets last night in the whole game. But 1 wicket can change a match. So strikers are searching for that 1 wicket.
Also shows, Giller, T20 World Cups, they're still not quite as significant as the 50 over one. You win the 50 over World Cup, we generally know who's won it every 4 years, so it's tough to even get selected in, let alone to be part of a team that goes on to win it.
And it was a crucial 50 over World Cup this year, not just because Australia won, but it let the cricketing world and the cricketing public know where 50 over cricket stood. And I think it said it's still alive and well. Oh, and that ball's not. That's not in very good shape at all. It'll be feeling very sick.
It just passed away, I think, that white kookaburra ball. Geez, the boys are launching, aren't they? 139 sixes in this big bash. The length balls are going. And impressive from Cowan. He hasn't allowed any dot balls whatsoever. So Lum's been going hard, but Cowan's matching him. He's actually got a better strike rate at the moment of 159.
Well, every 6 that the Sydney Sixers hit in this game is raising a lot of money for a charity that Ryan Carter's helped set up, Batting for Change, in partnership with the LBW Trust. Every time they hit a 6, various people have made a donation of varying amounts, and they're looking to raise well over $100,000 this BBL. That one went 95 metres. So not only entertaining cricket, but all going to a good cause.
It just shows what a fine first-class player and Test match opener Ed Cowan is. Still want to keep exploring or exploding your scoring zones, and that shot over mid-wicket was a great example of it. And he'll have to bowl that one again.
You touched on the T20 internationals. Why do you think domestic T20 has become such a phenomenon, yet the international game has struggled to capture the audiences in some ways?
Well, I reckon the city-based thing has worked, hasn't it? The IPL was probably the first one of showing how big it... Oh, sorry, England, it worked very well earlier on, but the IPL just showed that city-based passion.
And I think also, oh, that's going to run away for 4, I think it is. Beautiful touch there from Cowan. It's a wide delivery again. Didn't try to overhit it, just tried to get any bat he could on it. May have been a fraction edgy, but it's 4 runs. However, I think people love seeing the the international players mixed in with domestic players. You know, the IPL, that was amazing. Having 4 overseas players out on the field with a mixture of young and experienced Indian players. But so that's an added attraction to the domestic competitions.
And just here, you can just walk from the city centre straight to the Adelaide Oval to watch all those players you're talking about.
That's gone long down to deep long on. Would have sun in his eyes for Benny Lachlan, but 7 overs complete, none for 65.
Oh, they might have missed a wide,
no, one to go, sorry. Forgot about the wide, so all going the Sixers' way.
You talked about the internationals. It must be pointed out there was a lot of promotion for the internationals, but so far in the Big Bash it's been the Australian players, the local players. You saw Marsh and dominating last night alongside Klinger. Finch is getting runs.
Chris Lynn's
getting runs.
And Christian was, that's
Ty's been
explosive.
bowling, Hogg's been bowling well. In some way, it's been the local domestic players that have been dominating the competition.
Well, there's a lot on. Obviously, you want to win for your team, but there's 3 T20 games against India coming up, and then that World Cup over in India in a couple of months' time.
We'll be talking to Darren Lehman in the innings break. It'll be interesting to see whether those selectors pay attention to this tournament when they pick T20 World Cup teams. There could be a chance here. Oh, that is an absolute beauty. The catch of the season. Alex Ross made good ground. He flew like Superman and held it.
And the Batman goes. Won that one. 30 metres, I reckon, Alex Ross ran then. Beautiful speed, and he just timed his dive. That was the important thing. The shot on the Bunnings Warehouse replay that we've seen from Lum, opening up the face. Oh, that's full extension in the hands. Good landing too, Gil. Didn't let the ball pop out. Brilliant stuff. Look at the crowd behind him.
So if Lum's the Batman, Ross is the Superman, that'll make you the Joker with that commentary, Phil.
You didn't mind that comment?
I didn't mind that.
Boys, I'm getting out of here. I'm going to give Freddie a go. Let's leave you to it.
Big Freddie's coming in. We'll have a chat with him shortly. 1 for 66 though. A wonderful platform set by the Sixers openers. And that is possibly the catch of the season to date. Nick Maddinson, this man, in the semi-final last year, he came in and hit them to all parts of the ground. 85 of 40. 8 deliveries, 5 sixes involved in that as Freddie Flintoff probably gets a bit of relief after I saw him getting on the plane with his 3 kids today.
We've started with that, have we?
A bit calmer in the commentary box, Fred. How are you?
I'm good, thanks, Harry. Harry caught me at a bad moment today.
What was happening? Was it a daddy moment?
I was travelling with the family. We had about 5 minutes. My youngest left his sunglasses in a stationery shop. The other one was messing about in the toilet. I was having a bad 5. A bad 5.
He didn't give me much when I said hello. He was just hello, mate.
So what'd you say? Hey, Fred, how are you?
And then as he walked
Having a good day?
And as he walked past me on the plane, he said, I thought this was a good idea when I booked these tickets at the time.
Well, Howie, I appreciate this, but my family have just arrived to the match and they can hear everything that's being said. So, Happy New Year. Happy New Year, family.
Are they settled in, Fred?
Mate, they can't wait. What a catch that was, by the way.
Fantastic. Wow. And your man's coming on, Fred. Adil Rashid at a really important part of the match. I think Roger's got an interview down on the boundary. Have you got Michael Lum, Rog?
I certainly have Howie down here with Michael Lum, a very well made 31. It looks, difficult conditions, obviously very hot out there, but the pitch looks like it's playing nicely.
Yeah, it's a pretty good wicket. When the guys have taken pace off, it just seems to sit in the wicket a little bit, so that's something we could probably take into our bowling effort when we go out there. But it's a pretty good wicket.
As we see a big appeal and another wicket goes, the strikers have struck twice in 2 balls. And Howie, a big wicket there for the strikers.
Certainly was. First ball, Nick Maddinson faced the man with all the ability in the world. He tried to reverse sweep the Englishman, and straight away the finger goes up. Big double breakthrough.
Good start to New Year's Eve for Rashid. First ball in the Bunnings Warehouse replay. That looks like it's going on to hit the stumps. So massive decision, first ball, to play the reverse sweep. Maddinson hasn't worked.
Yeah, Adele straight into the attack, wants to put him off straight away with the reverse sweep. Every one of us in the commentary box, as soon as that hits his pad, had our fingers up. We all agreed with the umpire. Oh, the Sixers, 2 for 66 off 7.1.
Great fight back from the strikers. 2 wickets in 2 balls. The skipper is gone first ball. LBW Rashid. Brad Haddon, who has been opening up with a licence, comes to the crease with his team. We're in a dominant position, but now they've come right back to the field and it's pretty square.
Don't see the cap with batting too much these days, Brad Haddon.
Nope.
Silly mid off in place too. Good aggressive captaincy from Bradley Hodge. Oh, a little half tracker to put away straight away.
It's nice for Rashid though. First ball, big game, big crowd, comes on, wicket. I was talking to him before the game and I said, mate, how good is this? He said he was so excited about getting out there. This is the reason he's come over. He's got the chance to play in the Big Bash in front of 50,000 people on New Year's Eve. Don't get any better.
And he's got a dry pitch too, Fred. I reckon we've seen all these varieties through this Big Bash. His Rongan's been working a treat, so it spins the ball both ways. Going to pose plenty of questions to the Sixers batsman. Oh, another shout. Probably going down leg.
Everyone's getting excited. The ball's spinning. Adil's excited. You're excited, Flem.
I'm excited. I'm still coming back to that shot. I remember early days of the tournament when Kevin Peterson said to us on mic, no matter the stage of the game in a T20 affair, you need to take 4 or 5 balls to get your iron.
It's a high-risk shot, isn't it? First ball.
Just turns that one round the corner. Sets off quickly, but there'll be only one in it.
But it just shows with wickets as well how important they are to get some new batsmen out there and get some dot balls. And this is the second shout going over and missing leg. But great start from Rashid. He's landing him straight away. There's a little bit of turn. Indecision from the batsman. Game on.
Slashes it away through the offside.
And have you chatted much about Rashid, about his test experiences recently? You reckon he can handle that frontline spinner role for England?
I think that's something he's got to work on. I think in this form of the game in T20, the drag downs you get away with, don't you? You've got 2 men on the boundary. In Test cricket, you need to be disciplined so you can have them 2 men round the back. But he's improving all the time. It's such a difficult art, is the leg spin.
Cowan gets the short one. It could have been the wrong, and he forced it away on the offside. That's a great over from Rashid. His first, gets a wicket and only 4 off it. 2 for 70 from 8. Great crowd in, and the game evenly poised. They got away to a flyer with Lum and Cowan, but then a couple of wickets and 2 balls. The dismissal of Lum, and then Maddinson gone first ball. Here are the wickets. The first to go was Lum, who was hitting the ball beautifully. He got away with a couple on the offside, a couple of big boundaries then. Look at this catch from Ross, described by Gilly as Superman, Fred, and then Rashid, first ball, the reverse from Maddinson, that was the end of him.
You'll not see a better outfield catch than that.
Number 1.
He just took off. He took off, arms outstretched, big dive.
They'll be watching home in Sydney. Glenn McGrath, the catch off Michael Vaughan.
I was there for that.
Were you at that? He'll say he had him covered.
It was more luck than judgment, Glenn. This one, Michael Vaughan thinks he's got 4. He's got into the outfield. He's running around. Look at You was talking about superheroes before, weren't you? There's none bigger than Mark Waugh. Junior's my superhero.
So Howie, it's Gilly, and for Freddie, it's Mark Waugh.
Oh, Mark Waugh.
What's his superpower?
He wouldn't have dived.
What's his superpower? It's what he's not got. He's got all the powers. Oh, I'd love to see him walking around with his underpants on the outside.
Oh, jeez.
I'm not sure I would.
With his cape on.
What's his superpowers?
Honesty.
Honesty, yeah. Brutal honesty.
Brutal honesty. Yeah.
That's it.
It's not that appealing to kids, but it works.
No. Oh, another diving effort. Hadden survives. The sunglasses went flying. The ball didn't go to hand.
Jayawadena diving there desperately at extra cover. 5 years ago, maybe. 5 years ago. Putting the big ones in. Just get stuck in the surface a little bit, Brad. Hadden just checking his shot on Jayawadena. He's trying. His arms just aren't long enough. His legs aren't springy enough.
Well, he's got a few more miles in his legs, hasn't he, than young Alex Ross. But John Holland, he's a fantastic bowler to watch. He does change his pace really well and uses his angles. And he'll enjoy bowling on this pitch as well.
You called it early. It's a dry pitch. It's just sticking in a bit of spin.
A bit like your wit, Fred.
What, sticking in?
More the dryness.
Very dry.
Hadden goes down the ground, only 8 runs and a wicket off the last 2 overs. Good fight back from the strikers. 9 done, 2 for 74. Adil Rashid to continue from the city end. A wicket with his first ball tonight. 1 for 4 off his first over.
Jeez, it's a good feeling, Freddie, isn't it? Getting a wicket with your first ball. You're
Especially
up,
in a
you're
T20.
in the game.
Just settles you down, doesn't it? Big crowd on big occasion. Poor performance in the last game. Just settles you. Not so much Adil, but as a team. Just settles you down. And he's on it tonight, Adelaide. Giving nothing.
Look at that.
He's everywhere, Johnny. What do you know?
Aren't they? Yeah. Had you saying, weren't you just at cover before?
He's better off in the slips.
I think so.
Well, hadn't take him on. Oh, he goes away on the leg side. Takes him on all right. And 6.
Adil Rashid just dropping down there with his leg spin. Brad Haddon latching onto it, not getting all of it, but it's not the biggest boundary out there. Kept the fielder interested, teasing him. Just sailed over his head.
He needed that, Brad Haddon. He was getting a bit frustrated, and it's not easy starting against spin both times, but dragged down. It's a short boundary out there. We're going to see a lot of 6s tonight. Square of the wicket, I reckon. And Had's thick outside edge. More runs, though. In and out quickly. So battling early. Now gets himself onto 13 off 9.
Just a hinted width in that second ball there from Rashid. Haddon onto it, flashing, going down to third man. But that 6 over square leg, I bet Adam was blowing one. He was blowing it over. He needs to settle down back here, Adil. Get back to the basics.
Well, it's got the right and left hand combination too, which can be frustrating when you're bowling. Got to keep adjusting your line.
Won't be surprised a quick googly coming in at some point here to the left hand to bring that slip into play. Oh, big leg spinner.
Well, there's plenty of incentive, isn't there, for the spinners? You can imagine they'll bowl their 4 overs each, Rashid and John Holland. Turn, not quite coming onto the bat.
I even see Craig Simmons turn his arm over later. He's part-time left-hand spinner.
He was bowling in the warm-up. Bradley Hodge used to bowl some handy off spinners as well. Not sure the skipper will get the arm over tonight.
It's nicely swept away. First game in the Big Bash this season for Cow, and he's making the most of it. He moves to 39 off 28, 2 for 86. Nice game, 10 done.
It's TV's biggest mystery.
Who's going into the African jungle?
There's a Hollywood heartthrob.
An international DJ.
An AFL legend.
And that's just the beginning.
Oh my God, is that? Who do you think they could be?
Celebrity comes back in Fred in February after our man Fred won it.
How's he going to go, Howie? Is he going to watch that and feel like, gee, I'd like to go back into the jungle?
Can you go back as a reigning champ?
Can you go back?
I don't know. I'd go back for a few days.
Yeah.
Go and chill out.
Oh, the King's in the house.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Fred.
nice. Oh, that's a big hit. There's a man underneath it. Big effort. It beats Ben Lachlan, I think it was out there. Cowan, he's taken them on. And that's a boundary.
Yep, that ball's left the building. Ben Lachlan, if he was on the actual ropes, I reckon he might have taken that catch free, but he was about 15 metres in.
Yeah, it's a big boundary down there, but Cowan taking it on, coming down the pitch, gets a good piece of it. And Lachlan putting a big dive in at the end. Not enough, though. Did it bounce inside for 4?
Guess what? Yep, it is, and he's on the fence now. I wonder if he was supposed to be there.
Some innings from Cowan. He moves to 43. There's a shout, and they've gone upstairs. Ludeman was confident.
I heard a noise, though.
Yeah,
I thought he was
something.
going up for the catch.
I think he was. We'll have a look. But Cowan's not going anywhere at this stage.
Geez, that looked quick.
I think the original appeal was for caught behind.
Gilly will be disappointed he's not here to see this one. It's a stumping. Does he get back?
He's back. He's easy back.
Yeah, I reckon he's in.
Easy. I'm with you, though. Real time, thought I heard something to the keeper. Yeah, Cowan's making the most of his opportunity. He's come and he's taking it on.
Tim Ludeman will open up for the strikers. He's an excellent batsman in the power play overs. He's been man of the match in 3 games here at the Adelaide Oval. Gets them off to a flyer. But this is great for the Sixers, losing Moses Henriquez. They had to shuffle the order. Ed Cowan going to the top. Magnificent so far, 43 off 31 balls.
Away on the leg side again, the Crive catch it, and the catch is taken. Another wicket, Head takes the catch, and the dangerous Cowan departs.
Well, just wrapping him up. It's a shot that he's hit pretty well tonight, the slog sweep, but maybe it's just a change of pace again from Johnny Holland. he does upset the batsman's rhythm. Wickets are falling now at the Adelaide Oval on the Bunnings Warehouse replay. Just it didn't get in the screws. Another good catch by the strikers.
It is, and you can see Cowan is hitting with the spin towards that short leg side boundary, just sucking him in, but doesn't get all of that. And the Sixers lose the 3rd wicket for 90 runs.
Jordan Silk, the new man to the crease. It's been a revelation in the last season and a half of Big Bash. And he'll need a nice 5 or 6 over partnership with Brad Haddon now. 3 for 90. Haddon works it off leg stump. It's a good innings from Cowan, Fred.
He played nicely. I think the Sixers, though, would just like him to go on a little bit more. You know, he's playing well at this stage of the game. Just need that partnership. The spinners have put the brakes on a little bit. Just knock it around, play for the last 5 overs. And now Silk's come in. You have to give himself a chance, get the pace of this pitch. I don't think it's the easiest to come in, Flem, and just play shots from ball 1, especially against these spinners.
Yeah, you're just not getting pace to work with, is it? You can't just run the ball down to 3rd man and get yourself off the mark. But it's great to see spin's such a big part of T20 cricket. And a dot ball straight up for Silk. Good over there from Holland. After 11, it's 3 for 91.
Lachlan now from the city end, so he's been swung around for his 2nd over. 3 for 25 off the last 25 deliveries the Adelaide strikers have lost now, Fred, so momentum has been slowed.
Yeah, I think you see from Brad Hodge, he doesn't panic as captain. First though, it started getting away from him, but he's a cool customer, isn't he, Brad? He backs his players, he's backed his spinners, and now he's bringing back in Ben Lachlan. I must admit, I've watched this lad and I'm impressed with him. He's got all the tricks, he's got control. He's a clever bowler.
He is, and he executes when he does do his variation. There's no use having the variations and trying them and bowling a half tracker or full toss. You know, he's as good a T20 bowler as going around Australia at the moment. And he has been probably for the last 3 or 4 years, really.
Is he knocking on the door, is he, for international duties, T20 World Cup?
I reckon, definitely.
Adam just works it down to 3rd man. He pushes off quickly, but there'll be only 1 in it. Roger Aldridge.
Thanks very much, Howie. Down here with Ed Cowan. Ed, a great start by the Sixers, yourself and Michael Lum in particular. It's just started to falter a little bit, though.
Yeah, the strikers have pulled it back nicely, haven't they, with the spinners? So we did get off to a nice start. 3 wickets, though, and probably 5, 6 overs has pegged us back. But we're in a nice position to hopefully get 156, which we know is, on average, a winning score here.
Your own form, you don't get much chance in 2020 cricket. 1 game last year, your 1st game this year. Did you feel an increased pressure to prove a point here tonight?
No, the other way. Nothing to lose. You know, I've played a lot of cricket over a while now, whether it's white ball or red ball cricket. It's no different at the top of the order. Play good cricket shots, and, you know, if you hit the gap, you get good value. So I thought there's no pressure on me, actually.
Not even replacing Moses Enriquez?
No, he's our best player, so... you know, in that sense, we need to replace him, and we're playing a couple of extra batsmen. That's how good a player he is. So, you know, we're in a nice spot, and if we can get a bit of a roll on tonight, we're in a good shape.
Well, a good knockdown to Les. Well done.
Thanks, Roger. Cheers.
Well
good man, isn't he, Ed Cowan?
Yeah, thinking man's cricketer.
Yep, smart man.
I like his philosophy. I'm very similar. Expect nothing. Everything's a bonus. Expect absolutely nothing.
Is that the way you kept it?
Oh, well, no, that was... You know you're not going to get anything.
Chance to run out. Still, very quick man makes his way back.
And we're talking before about Bradley Hodge. I reckon he's been fantastic being mic'd up and we can hear him. And a couple of times the game's got away, but he always just feels like he's in control of the situation. And did you have many captains with a similar bout like that, or did you have the old teacup captains that I always had?
I've played under all of them. I've played under different styles as he comes in balls. Dot ball. Nasser Hussain. Oh, my word.
He'd be a casual, sort of fun sort of guy, wouldn't he, as captain?
He was a permanent teapot. He had his hand on his little spout as well. He did. He used to shake his head.
You would have done his head in short.
Oh, I tell you what, I've never seen a man shake his head as much. I thought he'd come off at one point. He's just shaking all the time. Very passionate, though. Very passionate, Nas. Yeah. Then Michael Vaughan, the complete opposite. Unflappable.
Okay. So he was your favourite?
Oh, yeah, he got the best out of me. And then there was me. You won't want to mic me up, Captain.
So what did you say to yourself when you're in the mirror?
Hey,
you look at yourself, Fred. What are you saying?
I'll be honest with you, there were some very long conversations. they were one way chats, looking at myself.
Fred.
Thinking, oh, Fred, what have you done?
Let's do it today.
Not again. Not again. Yeah. Moving on as Lachlan comes in.
That's a great over from Ben Lachlan, only 2 off it. That's wonderful in this form of the game. 12 done, 3 for 93. 3 for 93 from 12. Big crowd at the Adelaide Oval. Talking to sellout. Kiss cam always provides a bit of entertainment. Kissing a bloke with a big beard. Oh, this bloke's not going to do it at a sporting event, is he? Oh. He's on kiss cam. Don't do it. He has done it. He's pulled out the ring and proposed live in front of 50,000 people. It's just tempting karma for someone to say no, I think, in that situation.
She's halfway of yes. Proposal.
Well,
and accept it.
Not a big supporter of that, Howie, are you?
No, I'm not, to be completely frank. Oh, straight through him. Each to their own, Fred.
What, of marriage or...?
No, not marriage. Marriage is a wonderful institution. But the fact you do it in front of 50,000 people, I just think you're tempting someone to say no.
It's pretty gutsy.
Well, it is.
No.
And possibly a touch cliched.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you've just killed that poor man. He's planned that. He's got the ring in his pocket. It's the biggest night of his life. New Year, Adelaide Oval. And you've just killed him, Howie.
Well, just before he did it, because that was pre-recorded, just before he did it, we knew what time was going to happen. She says, well, listen, I need to do a quick loo stop. He's like, well, you can't, darling. Well, why not? Well, you can't.
This is not a good way to start your marriage.
No, straight down the ground. So he's telling lies just already in the relationship, which I think is not too good. But anyway, good luck to them. And hopefully this time next year, they're still going strong.
How long are you giving it, Howie? How long are you giving it after that? 6 months, 12 months, 18 months tops?
For me to comment, Fred.
It's fair to say they won't be inviting everyone here to the wedding.
No.
That'd be quite expensive, wouldn't it?
I get that sinking feeling that at some stage a delightful young lady's going to have to say no to a gentleman in that position.
That's not bad TV.
I don't know. Well, I guess if you go down the Miss Universe path, whatever it needs to make it work.
What was his name? Was it Steve Harvey, the guy? He signed a 3-year deal.
He did.
Do you believe that?
Well,
okay.
Miss Columbia won't.
What, on his wedding day? You can do that. You sign a deal. 3 years?
I'm not sure that's.
I signed for life.
There you go.
You didn't have a contract?
No.
A review after 3 years?
After seeing your wife at the airport today, you should have signed for life too.
I should. I have. Yeah, I'm not giving my agent 20% either.
Just 11 runs off the last 3 overs. Silk works it off his hip. For 1. So it's been a good fight back by the strikers. Just 5 off it. 3 for 98.
Rashid with ball in hand. Beautiful start to this match on New Year's Eve. A wicket with his first ball, getting out Madison too. A dangerous batsman from the Sixers. And just look here, I think they can close out the innings pretty well here. 2 overs from Richardson, 2 overs from Lachlan, 2 overs from Rashid, and maybe just the 1 from Johnny Holland.
Silk straight up in the air. He goes for his favourite shot, the sweep. Doesn't get it anywhere near where he wanted. And Simmons takes the catch. And the collapse continues for the Sixers.
You just can't keep that man out of the game, Adil Rashid. He's coming to this tournament. He's taking it by storm. He takes his 2nd wicket tonight. His first with his first ball. And this time taking the dangerous Jordan Silk. It's a straight ball. It's his leg spin. He's eyeing up that short boundary on the sweep slog. Big top edge.
And Semo, this is the way he loves them. He doesn't want to do the Alex Ross running 30 metres. Semo very happy just to get under it. Safe hands. And Rashid, no, mate, you've got 2 wickets. Jordan Silk out for 3. Well, the Sixers in trouble. 4 for 98.
Bit of the darkness in the background. It's a bit dark at the moment. For the Sixers, Rashid takes his 6th wicket for the tournament. Carter's the new man of the crease. Haddon is the key. He goes the shot that Jordan Silk was attempting and does it much better.
Wow, Brad Haddon, that is into the top, 2nd tier of the stand. The ball before Jordan Silk playing exactly the same shot gets out. Brad Haddon, this is how you do it, Jordan. Keeps his head down, big flash at the bat. He's got miles.
Yeah, it has. This is a good shot from Palmer Camp from Brad Haddon. And why wouldn't he just stay there and just admire that shot? I think even Rashid goes, respect.
We've been talking teapots and Rashid's got one on there and he's got the hands on the hips. Palms in the air and every minute. What can I do about that?
I think it's all right from the bowler. I just don't like the captains doing it.
89 metres from Brad Haddon. Not in the same league as Dan Christian. 170 metres. That'd take Usain Bolt 13 seconds to go and get that ball.
It would. I like his reaction too.
That. Oh, yeah, he was happy, wasn't he?
And when
Dan
big
Christian.
Darren Sammy touched his bat, and as if to say it was on fire and it was a bit hot for him, and this is the 6 from Brad Haddon.
It looks a safe shot from Brad Haddon, doesn't it? Just how stable he was, and he doesn't try to overhit the ball, but he's got enough power to put it up in that 2nd tier.
The difference, though, Brad Haddon has been in, well, for 18 balls at that point. Jordan Silk coming and taking it on early doors. from the great man KP, you need to give yourself a bit of a chance. I don't like quoting Kevin, but on that one, I can't not do.
Okay. You're giving him a rap, KP.
He's on the way back, isn't he? I think he lands in Melbourne tomorrow morning.
Yeah, they're just organising the parade in Melbourne as we speak.
Oh, we have the red carpet ready for it.
They'll be laying it out on the airport. The Prime Minister will be there greeting him, along with Shane Warne.
Oh, the wrong one from Carter's. Had a...
Don't reckon he picked that one.
A baby girl, I think.
Yes, he
time
did.
round, Kevin.
Yeah.
So he'll be back for the next... it'll be the derby, won't it? The Stars versus Renegades.
Yeah, big game. Hopefully over 50,000 people at the MCG. Something that we should safely get over tonight here at the Adelaide Oval. Fantastic atmosphere.
What was this time last year, Flem, when it was around 52,000, the crowd, and we were quoting records being beaten for a domestic crowd back to when Don Bradman played at the Adelaide Oval. That was the type of crowds that we were getting here last year at Adelaide, and it could be exceeded tonight.
I think if everyone turns up tonight, it'll be a domestic record.
There you go. Thanks, Fred.
It's insightful.
Thank you very much.
Oh, he likes his stats. He doesn't go overboard, but the ones that mean the record-breaking ones, they're the ones you like, Fred.
Oh, yeah. Not one to go overboard, fan, that is for sure.
Final ball, the over. Carter's looking to get off the mark. He won't get off the mark. Rashid is on fire. He's doing a job on the sixes. Another catch is taken and another wicket falls.
Adam Rashid back in the game, taking his third wicket now. Another caught extra cover, but a different shot. Just pops it up there on the length. Too early on the ball though. Just pops it up to that man Bradley Hodge again on the Bunnings Warehouse replay. Adam Rashid goes you like teapot 2 balls ago. This time it's just a finger waggle. Thank you very much. That's another one.
5 for 39. The Sixers have lost. Carter's goes for a duck. 5 for 105. So wickets falling left, right and centre. Damien Fleming exits commentary and Adam Gilchrist rejoins us. Gil, since you've been gone and you've been watching on, wickets have been falling all over the shop.
Some pretty poor batting, really, Howie. Some poor decision making from the Sixers batsmen. Started with Nick Maddinson. He's not being put off by the wickets falling around him. Follows up the 6 after a wicket in the previous over with a boundary. But it's all really this partnership. That man there, Brad Haddin, he has to carry on now and bat this innings out.
Yeah, it's down to him now. He's still taking it on though. He's still taking it to the bowlers. I'm not quite sure that this pitch though. I don't think it's like a 180, 190 pitch. I want 150, 160. You're banging the game.
I agree with that, Fred. Certainly it's just slowing up and clever spin bowling would be the order of the day, taking the pace off the ball. But
if the Sixers can just get to a decent score, they'll have that knowledge in the second innings. I think first up with a new ball, it was easier. Pace on the ball, Lum started well. But now taking it off, it's just so difficult to score. Although Brad Adams having a good go at it.
Yeah, well, Johan Botha should know conditions here pretty well. Obviously played a good few seasons with the Strikers. Captained while he was here, so... And he will enjoy the fact that the ball's turning a little and just holding with his right arm off spin.
Holland's a canny bowler, isn't he?
Rashid goes all right. And Botha, he's a fine stroke player too. He can clear the rope. He can keep it ticking over. I think his primary focus at the moment is just to get Brad Haddin to face as many of the 33 deliveries that are left.
So how aggressive can Haddin be? Because as you said, he's the key. They need him there in the 19th over.
Yeah, he's going to continue to be aggressive. Long on has almost gone around behind the bowler. We saw Brad Haddin hit it back over the bowler's head a few deliveries ago. Really interesting field position. It's the straightest deep long on I've ever seen.
I think Brad Haddin's an all-in cricketer, isn't he?
Yeah.
He goes all-in. I think it would be a mistake on his behalf if he did start just tinkering about a little bit. His strength is going at the ball hard and playing shots, fully committed. I think that's where some of the lads at last dismissal caught extra cover, half-hearted chip from Carter's, where Brad Haddin, everything he does, he's going that hard. Both of them, he's a much improved cricketer, isn't he? I used to play against him and didn't really notice him, to be honest. And I don't mean that in a bad way, where he's come over to this form of the game, having a great 2020 career.
Oh, certainly is. He obviously had some issues with his bowling action at international level that made him sit some time out there, and perhaps even led to his decision to focus more on domestic cricket. He settled here and played for the South Australian Redbacks. That's 15 overs complete. Holland finishes 4. Great spell, 1 for 21.
In the brand new season of Neighbours, meet new girl, Xanthi.
The new season begins Monday, Jan 4.
On 11.
You watch Neighbours, Fred?
Well, it wasn't like that when I watched it. I used to watch Mrs. Mangle and Ellen Daniels. It's changed Neighbours, hasn't it? Joe Mangle, Des and Daphne.
Wow.
You weren't swimming in swimming pools like that.
No, that's right.
Blimey heck.
No, Harold.
I might start watching again.
I think we better get back to the cricket, I really do. Haddon's on 31, Richardson back into the attack. He's got none for 14 from 2 overs.
That was just the bloke with the abs.
Yep, I think Neighbours will begin to really go up in its ratings. So Haddon, he's on 31. Oh, he just blasted away on the offside, but there's a man out on the cover boundary. Now, Gil, I'm really looking forward to this. The biggest game of cricket. You've jumped in with Ricky Ponting and the Ponting Foundation.
Yep.
January 14. If you haven't seen this promo, jump on thebiggestgameofcricket.com.au. 50 words or less. Tell us why. Inspire us, or tell us about how long your game's been running, or about some of the characters, and make sure you send a picture in as well. Tell us that story in under 50 words, and Rick and Gil will come to your house and it'll be filmed and shown on Network 10, Gilly.
A whole bunch of celebrities coming along. We might have a celebrity chef, I believe. I've not had that confirmed, but might come along and crank the barbie up as that slash backward of point. It's a very welcome boundary for the Sixers.
A MasterChef style?
Oh, look, I don't know. There's rumours going around. I'll tell you what, I hope the Neighbours turn up, Fred.
I was going to say, it looks good fun, yours, Buzz. You've got Neighbours back garden.
Backyard cricket. Got some fantastic entries in already, Howie, I must say. I've had the pleasure of just reading through a few of the written pieces and seeing a few photos, some really intriguing stories and sort of arguments as to why it should be at certain individuals' houses. So,
what are you looking for, Gilly? What are you looking for the reasons?
Well, the backyard.
Obviously, well, you
want a quality, quality premises that provides a good competitive game of cricket. You might need a dog in the backyard, like a little bouncer that used to be around there, but a little bit of a story, maybe a bit of history. Is it a backyard that hosts a Boxing Day game of cricket?
But it's open
to
anyone.
Anyone.
Smart war going.
No, I think at the moment it's just myself and Ricky from our little team. But that is very much part of fundraising for the Ponting Foundation too. So,
and also check out the biggest game of cricket, which is run by the Ponting Foundation on the 26th, I believe it is, Australia Day, and you make a donation and organise your own game of cricket, and the funds go to the Ponting Foundation. Rick and Rihanna do a wonderful job. They're very passionate about it. Happy New Year to the Pontings. They'll be at home in the Brighton Mansion tonight. Haddon on strike, just guides it away through the offside.
If you're listening, Ricky, I'm still waiting for my invite. I'm only down the road at the Crown.
Talking about backyards, this is becoming must watch on the Big Bash. The backyard legends. What do we got? Spacco 453. Oh, there's
hesitation. The reverse angle.
It's a two-camera shoot.
Wow. He needs his spike. Where's his spikes? You can't be playing on grass, wet grass in your bare feet.
What about the fellas who are now setting up with 2 iPhones to record the
They'll be like super slow-mos and everything.
Aren't they?
Boda straight down the ground. He'll sneak a single. 2 cameras.
I wonder if he's all right, that bloke.
Don't know.
It's a nasty spill.
Hey, Gilly, we were talking about Brad Haddon a minute ago. We're just looking at this, sorry.
You'd think that's...
There it is.
4 runs. I'll just have a look at the reverse angle if we get this in again. Oh, no, the umpire's there with a cool treat in his hand.
All those young blokes had the NAB AFL umpire
jerseys
on.
Yeah.
Might have been the umpiring fraternity.
Or the NAB Rising Stars, or
I think it was the umpires.
maybe it was the draft.
No, the umpires were allowed to have fun, Gil.
There was one in a helmet last night, wasn't there?
There was.
There was.
Final ball of the over. Haddon on 33. He winds up.
It's
There's
six,
a man
it's
there,
six,
Gil.
it's six.
It's way back though, Fred. You called it. The catch is dropped in the crowd. Perfect finish to the over though. 15 off it. Now they're building the sixes. 5 for 127.
Back for the New Year's Eve match at the Adelaide Oval. Brad Haddon, the last ball of the previous over. This is how he saw it. Looking down, make sure the guard is okay, and then I'm going big. And big he went for 6 over long on. Oh, Freddie called it straight away, 6. I was pretty confident it was getting there too, mate. But it's been an interesting tussle. The 6 has got away to a flyer, Lum and Cowan, and then pegged back by the strikers bowlers. Adil Rashid, he's picked up 3 wickets already. He's coming on for his final over.
Brad Hodge is with us. Hodgie Rashid. By gee, he's been a good pickup.
He's done well, hasn't he? He's been a really good professional player for us. He did well with the stick last game, and he's done well with the ball. It's a great place to bowl leg spin, this field, and mate, his execution of skills is outstanding.
Has he surprised you a little bit, Hodgie?
No, not at all, Fred. I watched him on a little bit of TV in the series in UAE, and I thought he bowled really well. He didn't have much luck, and it's a real tough task. And you know, it's very hard for a leggy to do well over in those pitches against pretty good players. And traditionally, Zampa did well here last year. You know, guys with this sort of level of skill generally do pretty well. So I'm not surprised, no, Fred, at all.
Hodgie, 4 balls from Rashid to come. 3 after this one. Ooh, I was going to say, I would think the 6s might just sit on him for this over and then launch at the end, but a wicket now would be nice, eh?
It would be lovely, wouldn't it? You know, it's 18 balls after this one. We're going pretty well here. We've done well to peg it back. Spinners have bowled beautifully, and you know, this is probably our strength, just holding in the middle and executing our skills at the back end. So I'm pretty happy with this performance so far.
Bota is on 8. Carves away through the offside. He's hit it well. Look to come back for a second. Good work on the boundary out there. Well done indeed. Hodgie, what are you comfortable chasing?
Oh, it's a good wicket. I think anywhere around 160, I think. It's a short boundary, which is awfully hard to contain.
Is it a bit drier than normal, Hodgie?
Probably looks that way. It's been off the covers, you know, all day.
Hot weather.
Yeah, we were sort of hoping that once the sun goes down, it does get a little bit of a sheen on it and the ball comes on a little bit better. So that's the plan of, you know, bowling first.
Thanks, Brad.
You're welcome.
He's a very polite man too, isn't he?
He's brilliant, isn't he?
He's a star.
He's been brilliant on the mic, and all the way through this.
Hasn't he?
The impressive thing was walking out to bat in the last game. It's all going on, the losing wickets, fast bowlers on. And he's just turning in. We've got the pitch map here, Harvey Norman pitch map for Rashid. Good areas there, Gilly?
Yeah, well, good length, aren't they? The 3 wickets, 9 dots he's bowled. It's a difficult art leg spin at the best of times. T20, Fred, but made a little bit more difficult there.
See him off.
See him off, not at all. Last ball of his spell. Brad Haddon just puts his foot down, noise it towards the leg side, and that's gone miles. Minimum fuss. Brad Haddon showing his intent here. As the Sixers move on to a 5 for 138.
3 overs to come. Brad Haddon hitting the ball sweetly. 46 off 28 in the last ball of the Rashid spell. This is from Haddon Camp.
He was looking pretty content, the bloke in the crowd.
He was.
I've got a feeling he might have held on to one here.
He might have watched Fred's tutorial crowd catching. Oh, he has too.
Oh, what a catch.
He's gone back as
Most
well.
improved, the crowds around Australia at the moment.
Oh, he's got a bit of crack at the back though, Gil. I'm not sure about that.
Pull your pants up,
I'm
man.
not sure about that. Oh, crikey. Well, it is New Year's Eve. We'll probably see plenty more of that as the night goes off.
You could park an Harley Davidson in there.
You could.
Penny Lachlan. Oh, that's hit long down a mid-off. It's going to fall short of Richardson. Did well to reel it in there with his right hand.
It's been an interesting knock from Haddon. His wickets lost around him, but he's still gone hard. And Gilly, you must have been in this position, opening the batting, you go hard first up, lose a few wickets. Did you just keep going, or do you go in your shell a bit?
Yeah, it's an interesting decision to make when you have opened, but Haddon obviously didn't open today. Yeah. That's what's made it all the more remarkable. He's come in and just gone from ball 1, really, and done it. You know, the ball after wickets, hit a 6 and then a 4. He loves his ground, Fred. 4 Test centuries, Brad Haddin, 2 of them here at the Adelaide Oval. So he enjoys playing here. He's got the experience, but it is a I keep saying, a high risk, high reward game as a batsman. You can't afford to second guess yourself. So he's decided it's all about aggression and power, and he's making them pay. Fred, I know when you stepped into your commentary tonight, Howie mentioned your kids and your lovely wife on the plane. I just had the pleasure of meeting young Rocky.
Oh, did you meet
What's
him?
the rockster? He's about 7 years old.
He's 7, but he's the size of a 10-year-old.
Yeah, well,
at least.
Well,
He is.
he was telling me he enjoys bowling fast, but he told me, Howie, that Dad wants him to bowl leggies.
Oh, he's good at leggies. He's look after your body, son. You don't want plastic knees and metal knees like your dad. Bowl a few leggies.
I'll tell you what, if he's watching Adil Rashid tonight.
Did you meet Rachel, the lovely Mrs. Flintoff?
Long suffering.
Well, that was the
Haven't
thing at the
seen Rachel
airport. She
tonight.
was extremely calm at the airport, while the big fella there, he looked like he was back 4-0 down in the Ashes at one point.
Hey, talk about superheroes. You found my kryptonite tonight, haven't you?
I bounced up, thought he'd be full of beans like, no, he's like, good day, Howie. Not much to say for himself.
Slashed down a third man, probably get back for 2. Very quick, Johan Botha. I'll tell you something else, Fred. I doubt you'll be, after your Twitter activity about Ricky Ponting.
The Lego man.
You're not going to get an invite over to his mansion, mate.
I've tried everything. I've tried to be nice. I've tried asking. I've tried begging. I don't know. Treat them mean, keep them keen. I don't know. It's like, I'd do anything to go around to Ricky's house.
Oh. Not sure you're getting an invite there, or Jacques Cullis' house from the other night either. Botha goes down the ground. Man comes in, then stops. He just stopped and propped there, Richardson. That's the end of the over. 7 off it. 5 for 145. I think we're set for a good night at the Adelaide Oval. Check out the Big Bash Smash. New and improved. You can download from iTunes today. See how far you can smash the ball. 5 for 145. In front of 50,000+ tonight. Simmons, Ludeman, Jaya Wardner, Hodge, Ross and Head have got a great batting attack. 165. Could be a good total to chase down.
Yeah, I think they're posting a very competitive total here, Howie, and a top 2 position up for grabs. So the tension mounting. I think that the crowd know they want to see Richardson close out his spell a lot better than he did over in Perth. His last over went for 17. Obviously a victorious night for the strikers, but you can't be giving up those numbers at the back end of an innings, Fred.
No, these last 2 overs now are crucial to this game. I know it's easy to say that, it's probably obvious. However, 146, 11 balls to go. If they can keep them to 160, there's a big difference between 160 and 170, I think, on this pitch.
Had him back deep in his dress, big edge. Oh, falls short.
But having said that, last night, the Scorchers, 170. None down. The standard's just getting better and better and better. I think he does get a little nick on this through to the keeper, but don't carry.
114 k an hour slow ball, so not getting through. Had him straight down, and it's that straight mid-on, trying to get around, but all in vain. Brad Haddin brings up a very, very well-played 50 off 32 balls. It's his second BBL 5.
Yeah, gets it with a great shot, straight down the ground. There's no fielders down there. We mentioned mid-on straight, but this is even too straight for him. And Brad Haddin, 51 off 32 in a tough time as well. Kept going, kept playing his shots, backed himself, backed his ability. Gilly said, high risk, high reward, and he's taking the rewards now.
He goes away on the offside, just short of the man at backward point.
I tell you, guys, something that's always amazed me about Brad Haddin's batting, and I know other players have picked up on it, how late he looks up to the bowler. We see on his helmet cam, he's down, tap, tap, tap. Now, Richardson's only a few steps from his gather there. A lot of batsmen will be looking at that bowler all the way through the run-up, looking for hand position or ball position in the hand, trying to focus on what may be coming, a slow ball or the fast ball. Brad Haddin, often bowlers have run in and thought that he's not ready to face up. But these are useful runs from Johan Botha, a great partnership building. It's actually 50 off just 30 balls. So we spoke about the importance of this final partnership, and he recognised batsmen and Brad Haddon and Johan Botha, the all-rounder. And Richardson, he's bleeding.
Yeah, they needed this partnership. It come at a crucial time. Johan Botha just going about his business quietly. 22 off 15, another 4 into the leg side. We said Richardson, he's a good over here. He's gone for 10 so far. Doesn't want this ball going for more than 2. Mid-off comes up, third man goes back. I think this is going to be short.
43 off the last 4 overs now. See the importance of that game. Botha gets the short one that Freddie was talking about. He looks to the umpire. It's called a wide.
Third call, I think. Now it was a short ball. We called it. Third man went back. He's got his fine leg, his deep square, waiting for the hook shot. But this one, way over Botha's head. Some people think it's a bit rough on the bowler, but that's high.
Third versus fourth at the moment, but the winner tonight will move up into the top 2. So plenty to play for. We're getting further and further, deeper and deeper into this competition. Oh, this time it's over a wide cover, and it's another boundary. So Richardson, expensive, 15 off it, 1 over to come, 5 for 160.
Great partnership between Haddon and Botha. 55 off 32, just when they were starting to look very wobbly, the Sydney Sixers. Looking forward to the Lipton Iced Tea break, where yourself, Adam, Freddie and Damien Fleming will be going one-on-one with the Australian cricket coach Darren Lehman.
Yes. Shrek, live from Sydney.
All right, donkey.
He'll be, oh, there's a big shout there. It was a wide ball that hadn't...
He's giving it away. No, man. I think he's got a touch on that.
I guess that means it's not out.
Yeah. I think he's got a touch on that. I think that was good bowling from Lachlan. He went wide. He went for the full Yorker.
Hang on. Hads is engaging in some chat here with Benny Lachlan.
Oh.
Go back and bowl, mate. Go back and bowl.
It did look like it could have come right off the face of the bat.
It is. There's a bit of extras going on in the middle. We've not seen this during the competition. I love it.
Here we go.
Oh, he's got one on that. Yeah, he's got a big one on that.
It's starting to tail in. So if anything, that's going to head down behind the stumps, and all of a sudden it's going out to Tim Ludeman's right.
All I can say is well played, Brad Haddon.
Well,
he had the cheek to have a go at the bowler.
If it's a wide, it's ball of the century, because it's come in, it's swung in and decked away about a foot.
Haddon just carves it away. Brad Hodge is out there listening. What's happening, Hodgie?
I think it was the one which Gilly walked for the first slip, I reckon. Like that, wasn't it? Show him actor. He was a bit quick that day.
You're pretty
confident. The first slip of walk.
You're pretty confident there was bat on that, Hodgie?
Oh, you saw the replay. There's no doubt. But anyway, look, doesn't matter. I was more concerned about the calling of the wide, where the ball is moved over clearly a foot. The execution of the ball was actually excellent. You can't be punished for that.
Thanks, Brad. Straight down the ground.
So far, great over from Lachlan. Unlucky with that wide first up, but everything has been pretty much where he wants it. Speaking to Darren Lehman at half-time.
Yes.
Big fan of Darren Lehman. Big fan. The way in which I think he's coached the Australian team has been brilliant, not just for Australian cricket, but for world cricket. He's brought it back. The players have become accessible. Yep. They've seen a different side to him, selling the game so well. Good on you, Darren Lehman.
Oh, he's going to get pinned again here.
Yeah, you can't wide that. What's he meant to do?
We might keep Hodgie's microphone turned down, I think. He's just complained previously about that. And yeah, it's tough. Very tough on the bowlers here. Let's just say, Fred, they're watching the batsman.
He's nearly hit him on the leg.
It's nearly glanced off his leg.
I know it's wider, but look at where the batsman's gone. It's hard enough for bowls because they don't need that. Oh. Palms up there from Benny Lachlan. What do you want me to do?
That could well be a rule that needs revisiting, that one. Because at the end of the day, it'll still just come back to the umpire's interpretation of whether it was reachable or not. But if they see them move that far over, that's well within reach.
You can see why the umpire's given it. I'm not
Well,
going to go at the umpire.
That's the rules at the moment. So
I think you just need to review, Gilly.
I guess it's good umpiring, but I agree. I think maybe... So we've got 3 backward points. a short, fine leg. I guess a deep man on what's traditionally a gully line, and then a traditional slightly backward point. So he's this time, and hadn't. Gee, that would have annoyed them if he threaded it through there, wouldn't it?
It's been a good over this from Benny Lachlan. He's only bowled 3 balls, though. There's been the 2 wides.
I agree with what you say about Buff Lehman. I think he gave the Australian public, he allowed the public to re-engage with the Australian cricket team. I think that the public felt that they didn't have quite the personalities there that they really knew and understood. And there's been a bit of a turnover of players in a short space of time too. So with Buff coming in and instilling that personality and encouraging the players to be out there and let the public know who we are.
Oh, nice shot.
The public have got to look out because they're going to get hit by a ball. Bota picking up on the width. Ben Lachlan continues to offer in this closing over. 144 sixes. Weet-Bix ticker there.
That's the risk you run ball in that line. If you don't quite nail your Yorker, the batter can throw his hands at it. And this is a shot which we see more and more of. 6s over cover.
Never used to happen, Fred.
Oh, in my day, you'd never hear of it. These days, bang.
Oh, no.
No.
Surely not.
Has he man-catted him?
No, I think it's a gentle warning.
Is it?
I think it's thankfully, smiles are out there. I think Benny Lachlan very frustrated at the moment. I don't think he even actually intentionally hit the stumps. He sort of shimmied, but I'm glad that hasn't flared up. Has it got through? Is it? Yeah, 4 more. Richardson unable to get around. Well, Fred, you said there's a big difference between 160 and 170. There's still a delivery left. They could get to 180. These are massive runs for the Sixers.
Yeah, huge finish from the Sixers. Great shot down the ground from Johan Botha. But going into it now, we say 175. A couple more boundary maybe off this ball, and I'm putting the Sixers' favourites in the second innings.
It's been a tremendous acceleration. 175 on the board. Haddon 54, Bota 37, 70 off 39. They've put on a record partnership for this wicket. And there's delays. There's a little bit of argy-bargy. Lachlan's just going back. Haddon's having the time of his life on New Year's Eve. The New Year's Eve parties started a bit early.
He's not shy of a word, though,
He's
Brad
not.
Haddon.
Final ball. Bota carves it down the ground. Haddon doesn't look like he's interested in the second.
Not interested.
He's after the reading. It's a wonderful knock by Brad Haddon and a good score, a really good score, 176.
Their big finishing partnership, 71 off 40 balls. We've spoken often about the depth of the Sixers batting. Do they have enough? Is there enough flexibility? The loss of Moses Enriquez. But the experienced heads came together. And look at the scrapper, the fighter. He's a street fighter, Freddie.
Yeah, we said we needed big performances from the big players, and Brad Haddon's done just that. Look at it, 6 into the crowd at a time when the Sixers had lost a wicket first ball. Here we go again, straight over his head. Brad Haddon played amazingly well. 4 6s in his 54, 2 4s, and the Sixers started strong. Big finish.
It's time for a Lipton Iced Tea break. Stay cool with Lipton Iced Tea.
Michael Lum was going beautifully, 31 off 22. He carved the way on the offside. And what about that for a catch from Alex Ross, fully extended like Superman flying through the Adelaide sky. That is the catch of the Big Bash so far. And that was the end of Lum. But it was a great opening partnership as Kingston got his first wicket. They had a few issues in the middle overs, the Sydney Six, but at the end, Haddon combined beautifully with Bota. They put on a wonderful partnership, and 177 is the tally. We're set for a great chase under lights tonight in front of 50+ thousand at the Adelaide Oval as we join Adam Gilchrist with a very, very special guest. Gilly.
Thanks very much, Howie. And in the innings break, I'm joined by Freddie and Flem. And boys, a very special guest in the form of Australian coach Darren Lehman joining us from Sydney. Buff, thanks very much for joining us, and well done in Melbourne. I noticed in an interview you gave your team a 7.5 out of 10 for the last 12 months. Where did you lose that 2.5 points?
Well, the Ashes. Freddie will be happy with that. If you don't win the Ashes in a big series, that's probably where we lost out. The rest of the year was very successful for us, and now we've got to obviously continue to play really well next year.
The thing, Buff, if you say you've got 7.5 out of 10 this year, where are the areas in which you can improve? Because it looks like a side which is constantly improving.
Yeah, we have to, Fred. Obviously, our fielding hasn't been where we'd like, and we've probably overstepped the mark with the front foot no balls at various stages in the last Test match especially. So batting group's coming together nicely. The bowling, we've managed to get 20 wickets each and every game, which is important, as you know, and they're a young side, so developing nicely under Steve Smith.
Hey, Buffer, you must be very happy with the emergence of Burns and Khawaja, so you can lock in that top 3 with Dave Warner for the next few years to come.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see them continue on. I mean, David Warner and Joe Burns averaged, I think, 88 or so as an opening pair. So it was a tough call on Sean Marsh, who played brilliantly well last night for the Scorchers. But it's good to see him go back and get some runs. But those 3 have done a really good job for us at the top of the order.
Yeah, just on Sean Marsh, he was unbelievable last night for the Scorchers. Can you see him get himself into the one-day team?
Yeah, we can. It's going to be a tough call with the one-day side. As we know, there's so many good players around, and we've had some good one-day form over the last 12 months winning the World Cup. So there's a bit of a change in the guard, though. We've had so many retirements, so there's some spots up for grabs.
And Buff, with the World T20 coming up, how much focus do you look into the Big Bash in selecting and picking that team?
Well, we do, mate. It's a really important competition for us leading into a World Cup, and picking a side's, very hard. As Freddie knows, he's always good at picking a winner, and I think something's coming up on screen now, Fred, which you'll enjoy.
Oh, really? What have we got, Buff?
What's he set up here? Explain that, please.
I'm just scratching the back of my head.
Sorry about that, Fred.
Oh, that's fantastic.
I wasn't expecting that, Buff. I thought we were doing a nice interview about the state of Australian cricket. You've got me picking bogies. What's going on?
Was that yesterday, Fred? Why'd you have the pads on?
Hey, guys, it's a while ago that I stopped picking my nose in my early 20s.
Oh, that is sensational. Well, Darren Lehman surprising us all. Buffer, you say you're getting into the Big Bash. I know you're getting into your backyard legends. You sent in an entry last night. We've had some brilliant entries that have come in. We'll just take a look at your one.
Oh, I want to see this one.
Darren Lehman bowling team. Here we go.
Commentary.
Buffer, that's the same as if when you were playing cricket, you were getting hit for sixes. What's the difference there?
Exactly right, Flem. There's no difference there. I was going to try and dive and catch in the pool, but it was a very shallow pool.
Is that it, Buff? Have you not seen some of the videos you've had? You've just stood the family around the pool and forced them to cheer.
I know. I'm just going to have to try something new, Fred.
Fantastic. Oh, well, all in readiness for the Sydney Test match, mate. We really do thank you for giving up your time, and certainly thank you for that little insight into Andrew Flintoff in his previous playing days. That's very cagey of you, mate.
Thanks, boys. Enjoy the call.
Yeah, good luck, Buff.
All the best, mate. Well, for you at home, stick around because the last run chase of 2015 is coming up on the other side of this break.
The Tea Break is brought to you by Lipton Iced Tea. Stay cool with Lipton Iced Tea.
Beautiful night, big game, big crowd, 177, a big tally to chase down for the Strikers. Breaking news, Roger Aldridge on the boundary. Rog.
Thanks very much, Howie. Well, drama aplenty toward the end of that Sixers innings involving Brad Haddin. That continued into the break. Revelations, he has strained his groin. Brad Haddin will not take the field. Ryan Carter's has taken the gloves. So a big blow there for the Sixers, not just tonight, but also looking forward to the rest of the tournament.
Yeah, that is bad news. We saw on the last ball when there was a possibility of a 2 and he just jogged through for a 1 and we thought it was a bit strange then. So if he's out for extended games, that's real problems because they've already lost the skipper Enriquez. Craig Simmons and Ludeman, a combination that has in the past fired, but this season Gill is yet to really hit its straps.
Yeah, they need the big ship. He needs a big total here. 15 runs for the tournament so far. We've all seen previous BBLs what he can do. Jackson Bird will be opening up from the river end. So a big run chase ahead. Beautiful start from Bird.
Yeah, you feel the Strikers need a big start. We saw in the first innings from the Sixers. Got away to a bit of a fire, then the Strikers put the brakes on a little bit. I think the start is crucial. Simmons, like you said, not had the biggest of tournaments so far. It seems the teams now have done the homework on him. They know where he hits it. More balls now back at him. Short balls. Make him pull rather than trying to hit you down the ground.
Good crowds, Fred. Just when we went down for the opener before the game, that lady told us her mother, who's 82 years of age, coming to her first game of cricket tonight. So this big bash, it reaches out to everyone.
There's a wide there. The keeper seemed a little bit interested.
Well, the crowd are happy too. They saw those wides get pinned against Benny Lachlan in that last over, so they gleefully welcome the extra.
This was quite tight to his hip here. If we see it, you know, I thought I heard a little bit of something on the way past here. It's real tight. No, nothing. But we see the intent there from Bird. He's going to go short. He's going to go at him. Not going to get them hands through that ball.
Slip in for Simmons. He gets it away through the gully, times it well, and that's a boundary. That's what the big boy needed to get himself going.
Oh, that'll do his confidence a world of good. The last thing he'll want to feel like he needs to do or is forced to do is play rash shots, play premeditated slogs. Just to play a gentle push into the offside and get 4 for it. Oh, that does ease the nerves as an opening batsman.
That's a lovely shot. We see Simmons at times, he bludgeons the ball. This time just using his technique and timing it. Oh, he's off here. Just as I was saying, they're going to go short. He doesn't like playing the cross-back shots. Jackson Bird just dropping a little bit short. I think that ball even nipped away a little bit.
Oh,
but Simmons latching onto it.
Picked up the length beautifully. It wasn't an out-and-out bumper. It wasn't trying to get it right up helmet height. Just above stump high, really, but Simmons dead still. He's all over it. Now the challenge begins for Craig Simmons. Just keep in check. Don't go over the top. He can hit it over the top.
He's coming at this one.
Don't lose your shape. Oh,
there we go. That's where we were. That's the one. Never mind them hit high, stump high. Get it round his ear holes.
Quickly as he got his helmet off.
He's trying to eat it. He's hungry. He's having a bite.
Short turnaround. There's not much time to... Oh!
He missed the sandwiches at tea time. He's having a bite of his helmet.
Well, they say if you bowl a bounce to try and hit the badge on the batsman's helmet, that has just gone past the striker's logo. Oh, look at him go here, Fred. Gnawing into the chin strap. Right.
A leave, a couple of boundaries, a bouncer.
Oh,
a possible catch. A drop.
He's down.
It's gone down. Simmons has got a life.
This is what
it looks like. Johan Bota, of all people, has dropped the catch.
He bowled him the bouncer. He's pegged him back, and Simmons took it into the main course. Coming back for his dessert. He thought he was going to be out there.
I think he's landed on the ball too here, Johan Bota. He might have winded himself or worse.
Oh, he's just pegged him back, Simmons. His weight was all the way back there, expecting another short one. Tries to get through it. Johan Bota carried.
Slow down, Craig Simmons. Slow down. Or get off strike.
Oh, it's a misfield now. We're getting everything. Oh, we're getting bumpers, fours, chewing helmets, misfields, drop catches. It's all happening at the Adelaide Oval. Don't go anywhere. 13 after the first over.
There'll be huge celebrations tonight for New Year's Eve in Adelaide and all around the world. I tell you what, boys, if they chase down this total, the party will lift the roof off at this wonderful stadium. And with 13 off the first over, Craig Simmons finding the boundary 3 times. All is on track for the men in blue. Ben Dorcius comes into the attack for his first taste of BBL 5. It's bowling to Ludeman. Oh, there's a and it's got past Ryan Carters, who's filling in for Brad Haddon with the gloves. The skipper, Maddinson, goes and mops up. So, well...
I'm not sure at this rate the big Fred's going to see midnight.
I'm going to
think he'll be done by 9:30, big boy.
First over, I need to lie down, and he starts off with an inside edge past the wicket keeper. How do you call this game? It's all going on. No. I'm going to have a rest on the coffee, I think.
Oh. Well, with Brad Haddon injured, and we'll try and get an update from Roger, or indeed we'll try, if we can, to have a word with Brad Haddon to find out how serious that injury is. But with him out of this game, and potentially it's a groin, and at his age, potentially missing another game or 2, this becomes a must-win for mine, for the Sixers. Yeah. They've played 4. They're halfway through their tournament. This is game 5 for them, so they cannot go behind on the ledger of win-loss. Oh, tight single. Oh, right.
That should be Craigie Simmons made his ground there. He was putting the big ones
Don't
in.
think that was in his contract, was it?
No, he
Tight
wasn't
singles
expecting
cover.
that.
And the Sixers are up in the grand final rematch in just 2 days' time in Perth on the 2nd. Gil, you'll be at that game, so it's a very short turnaround for Brad Haddon if he has got an issue with that groin. So without Haddon and without Enriquez, hopefully Brad Haddon's there, but it's starting to really test their depth, although Nick Maddinson said at the toss that he was happy with the depth of his squad, but it'll be well and truly tested.
Yeah, I'm sure. Sorry, Gilly. I'm sure he is happy, but losing Enriquez was massive.
Yeah,
you lose Haddon as well, and you've got to think, wow, that's a gaping hole.
Certainly is. Real discipline there in the Sixers bowlers. Big blocker Wilson.
Blocker Wilson.
It's a big Zupa-duper sign across that broad frame, isn't
You
it?
could land a plane on that back.
Played a test match for Australia, Fred. With Paul Wilson.
Quick bowler.
He was, I wouldn't say he was out and out quick. He was a bit more cagey, fast medium.
He looks aggressive.
Bustled in. Oh, very good man.
Simmons on the leg signs.
Oh, that's the only thing he's not done so far tonight. Was it a 6? This time latching on, whopping it over backward square leg into the crowd. Craig Simmons. Oh, there's fire going off behind the sight screen, but Craig Simmons is on fire.
Oh, the commentator's box is on fire, Fred. What's going on with a big pickup? Spoke about how much you can free up your mind if you just get one away early. And Simmons did that with that back cut that went for 4. And since then, as you say, Freddie, he's played every shot in the book. He's got every result. He's got inside edges. He's smoked him over the fence now.
Got a snack.
Teased his appetite, didn't he, just there for a ball?
Oh.
Watch the ball, Simo. Watch the ball.
Poor old audio director's just trying to wind Fred back into the minuses, but he's having trouble with the levels at the moment. The big man's excited.
As you say, on the flight on the way over, he had a bit of pent-up aggression that he needed to release.
It's all coming out now.
He knows in another hour and a half he's got the kids to look after, so you better enjoy New Year's Eve now.
I hope
big
them
man.
fireworks are good.
Simmons. More conventional away on the leg side. We'll all take a break and be back after a moment. None for 24. He's up, Fred.
Off to a very, very formidable start of the Strikers. And look at this lineup become. Joe Wadena, well, continue to talk about his experience. Travis Head, the young, up-and-coming superstar. And the wise, wily old Brad Hodge, who pretty much has batted in every possible scenario in T20 cricket. So nothing will surprise him when he comes out. And it's Bollinger into the attack. I might just try to mute Freddie while Dougie's bowling as he does a little watoos around the delivery. It frightens me to think what you're going to say about Dougie tonight, Freddie.
Oh, Dougie, I love Doug the Rug. Look at him, the first ball he's in it. He's hit his Yorker straight away, hits the ball back, and he starts spinning round looking for the ball. Where is he? Look at him, he's doing a pirouette. Go on, Dougie. Mind it, don't come off.
Well, in power plays in this BBL, 7 overs, 3 for 32, Bollinger. So he's managed to find wicket-taking deliveries.
Oh, my word, what a shot.
It's going to bounce once, but he's all over the length. He's on Simmons tonight.
He is. He's one of them players, Craig Simmons. He comes out, he takes it on. He can blow out a goal, but he seems to be hot tonight. Dougie Bollinger dropping short. Around the area, we said to the target, a little bit wide, gets his hands through it. Doesn't go for 6, but gets a big piece of that, Gilly.
He's done very well to control this, Simmons. It's a high bouncer. It's above shoulder height. It's often, and that's where a fast bowler wants the ball to be if you're digging it in short. But he, firm wrists, managed to wrestle that to the leg side. Oh, he's going. He really is going now.
What would you be saying to him here, Gilly, Craig Simmons? Just keep going.
I think now he's feeling comfortable. I think he's watching the ball well enough. So away he goes, and it's going to help Tim Ludeman out here. He's 3 off 3 balls, Ludeman. He's threatened to get going a couple of times. He got a golden duck in his previous game, Ludeman. Hasn't got the big score. I think he did his job against the Scorchers over in Perth. He went in and he hit 4 fours in the opening over when they were chasing about 150, I think, from memory. I think if your job at the top of the order is to be aggressive and you do that in 1 over, job done for the team. You miss out on the personal accolades by building a big total. Oh! He's not slowing. It's caught the fever.
He has. Ludeman, we were just saying he can ease into it, but no, he's not having any of it. Dougie Bollinger pitching up on the stumps, trying to go for a little bit of swing. I'm not sure if it swung. Only place it swung was over wide mid-on. Straight to the boundary. Both of them are going.
He's taken that from outside off stump, Ludeman. The key here for these two in this positive frame of mind is watch the ball. I think they're both best staying still, not moving about the crease. It's coming on nicely. Adjustment there from Bollinger, back of the length.
One of the things that in the first half the strikers did real well, although Sixers got off to a real flying start, they kept the nerve, the captain especially, brought his spinners on and just brought the game back a little bit. That's the big challenge now, I feel, for the Sixers. The strikers off to a fire. Who's going to drag it back?
Yeah, and who's going to advise young Nick Maddinson? Brad Haddon off the field, the most experienced player in that team. Johan Boda, we know, has led BBL teams before down here in Adelaide, so he'll be having some input. Oh, he goes again, and he's going to get 4 more.
It's good batting, this, to be fair. I know he looks like he's swinging. He's come down the pitch. He's stepped just inside, swinging towards the leg side. Helped it round for 4, and that's the over. The strikers are 37 from 3.
Wonderful scenes at the Adelaide Oval. None for 37. They require 140 off 102. There's nearly 50,000 people here on New Year's Eve, Adam Gilchrist, and you consider this is a domestic cricket competition, and you actually sit here and think, well, if I hadn't made the trip to Adelaide, people should come here because, Fred, it's an extraordinary scene. It is truly extraordinary. It's a domestic game of cricket.
Look at that. I once heard someone overseas describe the cricket ground as picturesque.
It's beautiful.
I'm not sure they had the quite correct pronunciation, but that is picturesque.
It is.
It's just like Old Trafford in June.
Oh,
beautiful, beautiful sky. We don't see the sun for months. But this is amazing. You mentioned 50,000 people. New Year's Eve, domestic cricket. Oh, the Big Bash is alive, isn't it?
Oh,
yeah, it's great stuff. Well, it's become a very new tradition, but even walking down here today, so many people said, I've come here for New Year's Eve for the last couple of years, and now I've brought my friends and my family, and like you said, your grandma's coming or your mum's coming. It's just become instantly part of what Adelaide people do on New Year's Eve.
Well, it's moved this match and it becoming a New Year's Eve blockbuster as kill from Bota. That's formed as quickly as the way 2020 cricket has engulfed the cricketing world.
Was it a gamble to begin with, playing a game on New Year's Eve?
Well, if it was,
it's worked.
It's paid handsome
risk and reward.
Yes, that's right. Look at it, spectacular.
Beautiful.
The jewel in the crown of Adelaide is this Adelaide Oval, refurbished.
One of the nice things today was coming back to the ground. So it's the second time I've been since the ground's been redeveloped, and I've brought my kids.
Yeah.
And just showing the kids this amazing cricket ground, and they're in all over the place.
Boys buzzing, the whole family's buzzing.
Yeah.
The commentary box in the innings break, I saw them sneak in as we went off to speak to Buff.
Yeah.
Talking about speaking, Brad Haddon is on the boundary line with a headset on. Brad, what's your state of play?
The state of play is I felt something pop in my groin in that just leading into the last over. So yeah, I've never had an issue with my groin before. So yeah, I don't know what it is.
Tough to get a gauge, obviously, at this stage. But do you think it's a serious issue or just a minor twinge?
I'm not sure. I just felt something pop, so I just couldn't push out of my stance at the end. So, no, it's a bit frustrating because how good's this crowd here?
Yeah.
Catch it! Oops. Shot. Yeah, so it's a bit frustrating with what a night it is out there tonight.
Leave the barrack into us, thanks, Hedge. Mate, that must be very frustrating given that Nick Moses is out of the tournament well and truly now.
Yeah, it is frustrating. It was great fun out there, especially with a crowd like this. The competitive juices were definitely flowing out there tonight. So yeah.
Yeah, well, that was obvious, mate. What was the? Sorry, we'll just hold your thought there for a minute. And this may have to be given as that's 4 extras. So just talk through this. It was pushed into the offside. The throw came in. There was no run being attempted. The throw came in. Tim Ludeman stood his ground and the ball's deflected, I think, off his bat. And it's raced away to the boundary, and there's nothing that can be given other than 4 overthrow.
It's a beautiful shot from Tim Ludeman.
Isn't it?
I don't mind that. Bowler's throwing the ball when there's no need.
Yep.
It's about time they got penalised.
Yep.
That's the end of the fourth over, none for 46. We're going to stick around, Brad. We saw a bit of spice between yourself and Ben Lachlan. There was a big appeal for caught behind, and then there was a discussion, I believe.
Yeah, no, he's. I hit it. The umpire's there to make a decision, and he gave it not out, and Ben was. He didn't take too nicely to it, but it didn't affect. It didn't affect us because, mate, the 3 overs previous, we found it really hard to hit him. I think he just got a little bit caught up in the emotion of the game there for that last over, and he missed his Yorker. It was after he was bowling so beautifully those 3 overs before, so it worked in our favour.
Dare I say, you looked in your element when it was occurring, Brad.
Oh, the competitor.
You missing international. Oh, hang on. Straight up in the air.
No.
Short third man, backing back's going to be a tough one.
Oh!
The second grab, second bite of the cherry, eventually swallowed. Ben Dorcius, the young man, 21-year-old. He would very rarely have had 50,000 people screaming, drop it.
Yeah,
and he didn't.
Jackson Berg going full on the Bunnings Warehouse replay. Big Craig Simmons giving it the kitchen sink. Dorcius doing the moonwalk backwards. It's New Year's Eve. It pops out of his hand on the second attempt, off his thigh. Brad Adams' hands are on his head. He's having it. Oh, and the Strikers lose the first wicket on 46 after 4.1.
So the big wicket falls of Craig Simmons. Jai Warden, the new man to the crease. Ludeman, they cross, so he'll stay on strike. They hurry through for a single. Brad Haddon is still with us. Brad, you were talking about the atmosphere, and we were just discussing how in a short period of time it's just become an extraordinary New Year's Eve night at the Adelaide Oval.
Oh, it's an extraordinary night. It's always a pleasure to play here, and New Year's Eve night, 50,000 here. Yeah, and it looks like it's going to be a great contest. It was great to get Simmons there. He's hurt us a couple of times in this format of the game, so yeah, it's going to be good to watch tonight.
Brad, I want to go back to you before getting a bit angry. On a scale of 1 to 10, how hard did you go at him? Because I've been on the wrong end of you a couple of times.
I've been on the wrong end of you too when your eyes are rolling with those Red Bulls.
Haven't we all?
Yeah, don't miss him there tonight, Gil.
Oh, mate.
Yeah, no, I was calm to start with, and he had a few choice words, and I was trying to hold myself back. You guys have been there before, and I just let it go.
Do you know, as you get older, you're not meant to relax a little bit, but you went straight back. I was loving it up here. One for the old guys.
Yeah, you're right. No, I was content, but then he just kept going and going, and I thought, you know what? I couldn't hold myself back.
Having it.
Old habits die hard, eh?
Yeah, they do. But it worked in our favour there at the end. As I said, we couldn't get him away for 3 overs, and he missed his length a bit.
Talking of length, it was a good length ball, and Jay Warden opens his account with a lofted off drive. Had's just changing direction for a second. Did you ever play a test series keeping for Australia where you didn't get a bat?
No.
Yeah,
No.
I wouldn't have thought so. I don't remember myself doing it. Peter Neville, there's every chance he might not get a hit in this test series.
Yeah, I tell you what, the way the Australians are batting, it's been beautifully to watch, but as a keeper, don't you like those days, Gilly, where they're 5 for 400 and you come out and you just try and hit everything for 6 like a 2020 game. So, yeah, I enjoy those moments.
Yeah, the old average cruncher, the old average killer, but mate,
we never played for them.
Always attack whenever you had the chance, mate.
Oh, mate, they're the best parts of being a wicket-keeper. You know you've got 30 minutes of fun if you can push the score along a bit quicker. So, no, I think Nev's had an outstanding series with the gloves. Yeah. He's just gone straight into Test cricket. So,
yeah, absolutely.
He's been outstanding.
Final ball of the over. It's a dot. It could be further concerns injury-wise for the Sixers. We'll ask Brad Haddon about that next. 5 done, 1 for 53. 1 for 53 off 5 overs.
The planes come in.
Yep, come in for New Year's Eve. Why wouldn't you? I think they want to get out on a night on the town with Big Fred. That'll be entertaining. Brad Haddon is still with us. Brad, we're getting word through that there could be an injury concern for Michael Lum as well. Can you update us on anything there?
No, he just walked past me about 5 minutes ago holding his hamstring. So, yeah, it didn't look good. So I can't give you any more than that because he just walked past, but he was definitely limping and he was struggling a little bit with his hamstring.
So he's sitting there behind you. So you must have 2 subs out there at the moment. So a bit of the walking wounded at the moment. You'll need something pretty special to get yourselves all right for 2 days' time in Perth.
Yeah, we will. But if we can just borrow something while Gilly and Freddie are on up there tonight, I reckon we'll be right, right for the game in Perth.
I thought you wanted to borrow us for the game, mate. I'll warn you off that, mate.
I was going to say, I fancy myself in pink. I'm in.
Magenta, Fred, magenta.
I'm not bowling, though. Bat number 3.
One last question for you, Hadge. I'm not sure if we can get you on camera there, but just out of interest, have you got a new watch sponsor? Geez, you're giving that some airtime, mate.
Can you see it, anyone?
Can't miss it.
No, I don't. That was a lovely present from my wife after the World Cup. So that's beautiful. But
you've gone as pink as your shirt now. Your face. Look at you.
You're embarrassing me, Fred. I definitely want something that you're on up there tonight. Have you got the Red Bulls again?
Mate, no, I'm on the coffee.
Got him.
That's a wicket.
Oh, that's a big wicket.
He has got him. You're right, Brad Haddon. Jay Wardner, similar to his dismissal in the first match here for the Strikers. He's chased a wild one. He's tried to run it down to third man. Proceeding only getting a little glide through to the keeper. So he's got it apart. It's another big breakthrough for the Sixers. The Bunnings Warehouse replay. Well taken by Ryan Carter's the man filling in for Brad Haddon. We do thank him for that update. So 2 for 54, the Strikers in pursuit of this big total after 5.3.
We're going to have a look at the worm. It was a good start by the Strikers with Simmons and Ludeman. A couple of wickets, though, now. Brought them back to the field. Just saw a similar thing happen with the Sixers when Madison went out directly after Lum. Head, the new man, to the crease. And Jai Wardner disappears for 6 off 5. The new man in Head.
Yeah, Howie, it's a bit of a surprise that Jay Wardner would be playing this type of stroke in these conditions. It's something that he does often in the subcontinent. The shot that he got out to as Travis Head's numbers appear there. Very, very impressive stats so early in his career. And he'll have a vital role to play tonight. But Jay Wardner just fishing outside off, trying to run the ball down to third man. And it was going across, and I think in the subcontinent, this is the type of shot that he will play for fun and with ease, Freddie. He'll glide that down to third man, and that just helps him get off the mark, get his scoring rate ticking over. That's a very, very, very much a bread and butter shot, if you like. But here, the bounce can often surprise players from the subcontinent, and I think that's twice now in the opening match that caught him out, and tonight all he could do was get the top edge through to the keeper and be dismissed. The power play's over. It's 2 for 55.
The Women's Big Bash is well and truly going. For more information, visit bigbash.com.au. Tomorrow, live on 1, the Hobart Hurricanes versus the Brisbane Heat from Blundstone Arena.
I'll tell you what, Howie, today for the Adelaide Strikers in the women's match, Jackson Bird coming in right on the money. And a young lady by the name of Amanda Wellington, who was, I think you could almost term, is the Shane Warne of women's cricket. She bowled a beautiful spell of leg spin bowling. 3 for 9 off 4 overs. I think it was 19 dots. And it was just an amazing display of control. So I think if anyone can get along and watch live one of those women's matches, or when we're televising them on 10, have a look. You shouldn't be doubting the skill of these young ladies. This is Amanda. That was that's the stumping. That's that one there down the track. Good spin. And I think the very next delivery, look at the drift and spin and bite there. That's Warne-esque, Fred.
That's gone a long way, isn't it?
Yeah, just
she doesn't quite followed up with a word like Warne, though, does she?
Didn't have the verbals.
No, that'll come.
18 years of age, young Amanda Wellington. Oh, he's given it away there.
We were just chatting, about Jai Wardner before you were talking about that shot he's playing. What should he be doing? Should he be looking to hit it, or...?
Well, I think either play a full-blooded shot at it, but I don't think it was wide enough for a full-blooded cut. And it's only early in his innings. He's only faced 4 balls prior to that delivery, so... I mean, gee, he's a world-class player. He's scored runs all around the globe, but I think in Australia is probably... I'd hazard a guess as being one of his less productive countries, given his high standards that he set in other territories. So maybe just better off leaving a delivery like that go through. They're off to a wonderfully positive start. So the odd dot ball or leave wasn't going to hurt them too much, Fred.
Last 10 balls, just 3 runs and a wicket. So really similar to what happened in the first innings when the Sixers got away to a fly. Then they lost Madison and Lamy in quick succession.
So who's going to play that Brad Haddon role? He kept going, even though they were losing wickets. He was the one who gave the innings impetus again. The thing for the Sixers is, though, they're back into this game. They're clawing it back a little bit. However, worrying signs in the dugout. It's like a scene from MASH, isn't it, with all them injuries? They're dropping like flies.
Hey, boys, I've just got a little text from Sean Carey from Cricket Australia, head of the cricket operations, I think, and certainly heavily involved with the umpires. He's given me an update on that wide rule. I'll give everyone else an update.
How was the fun with you, innit, on this form?
Yeah, well, after this break, I'll bring you up to speed with that. 7 overs gone, 2 for 57.
It's a secret that's got Australia talking.
Who's going into the African jungle?
There's a record-breaking pop star.
A world-class comedian.
An AFL legend.
And that's just the beginning. No way! Who do you think they could be?
I'm a celebrity, get me out of here. It's coming back soon, Gilly. Who's it gonna be?
I've no idea, mate. No idea. I was sitting here this time last year alongside you, and we had no idea you were going in.
I had no idea at that stage. I didn't need a new kitchen at that point.
Well, I think Mark Waugh, he's always looking to add renovations to the house. Or
I would love to see him in that environment.
Oh, me too. I could watch him every day.
Yep.
Just watch him every day. I'll tell you. I like working with you too, but I miss him.
No. Boda is coming back into the attack. Ludeman, 22 off 15. He advances, pushes just past the fieldsman. They'll look to come back for a second, and they do.
.1 overs, 59, 2 for 59. Who's your money on at this point, Gilly? If you was going to go one way, who would you think?
I always like runs on the board. Yeah. That's the Australian way, I guess. It's traditionally always been poster total. The hardest thing to do in cricket is hit the winning runs. But they're looking very positive. They're maintaining the rate. They're just above 9 and over required. The original rate was just below. So it's even, Fred. It's tight. I can't split them at the moment.
Because it's in the balance.
And the strikers have got Brad Hodge on their side as well.
And Ross.
Ross,
the sweepologist. Gilly, you've left me on tenterhooks here. You left us with a cliffhanger at the break. What about this umpiring decision?
That's right. We spoke about the wide rule needing maybe to be revisited. So the blue lines are marked in the Big Bash, and they are set. If the ball goes outside those lines in BBL 5, they will always be ruled a wide, regardless of what the batsman does.
Right.
So that's set. It's different in the Matador Cup, the domestic one-day competition.
So that's a rule for the big
bash. Yeah, in the Matador Cup, by way of example, if the ball goes out wide and the batsman moves out there, the umpire will say it's not a wide, unless it goes outside the return crease.
Okay.
And the example we saw, Fred, towards the end of the innings, Haddon goes across, Lachlan follows him, it nearly brushes his pad, and we were saying maybe that shouldn't be a wide.
So the
well, it was outside the blue line that Brad Haddon was just standing on. Whenever a ball goes out there in Big Bash cricket, that is going to be a wide.
Okay. What's going on? Is it midnight?
Oh,
he started early.
It's the kids' fireworks.
Someone's found the firelighters.
Have they changed the clocks here? What's going on?
No, it's the family go off at this stage, and then midnight.
My family went off this afternoon.
Yeah, they did, and there was fireworks
You've been
as well.
going off all night, Fred.
In the old Qantas flight, was there some fireworks when your daughter was kicking off just quietly?
Here we go.
Oh,
brilliant.
Beautiful.
It's the start of the party.
Amazing.
That's the end of the over. More fireworks, literally and figuratively, to come. 8 done, 2 for 63. Adam Gilchrist has whipped out the back to have a look at the fireworks. Damien Fleming steps in at a really interesting stage of the game, Damien.
Yeah, there's been some fireworks in the commentary box. Fred,
I'm loving this. Loving Big Bash cricket. New Year's Eve.
Did your kids get those Fitbits for Christmas? Because I reckon they've done a marathon out the back there. The balls are flying everywhere.
They're in the press box at the minute, throwing balls around. I can see the story tomorrow. Flintoff's kids wrecked their joint.
They might have to get on the field at some stage.
I know, I guess
they're all falling over, aren't they? Brad Haddon and Michael Lund.
Yeah, big loss. Moses Enriquez, well, the form he's in as well. They can't afford Brad Haddon going as well, surely. And Lum, look at the fireworks. I thought there'd be a few more. Where are they?
12 o'clock's the big one.
Oh, is it? It's just a taste.
Yeah.
Just a tempter.
Just a little practice.
No hors d'oeuvre.
Walsh just continuing to head. 112 off 71 required. Left-hander works it away through the vacant gully for a single. It's got that feel to me, Flem.
Yep.
It's really going to come down to it. You've still got Brad Hodge to come, Ross, a couple of big hitters. Richardson can hit a long ball. I think we're set for a good finish.
Well, Travis Head actually hits a lot of sixes as well. He's given himself 10 balls. He's just on 7. So this is about the stage that you want to start playing your shots now, Fred. You've had 10 balls out there. You've had the siders.
Yeah, we mentioned that in the first innings, didn't we? Give yourself a chance. And Travis Head has done that. I think now he'll probably start going for it. But I think the strikers will play towards the end of the innings. Stay in the game. Big finish.
Straight up in the air off Habit. The keeper's underneath it. Carter's high ball, caught ball. The wicket falls. Abbott breaks through. It's tightening right up.
It's the commentary curse, isn't it? You just say one thing and the players do another one. But Ludeman, who's been out there obviously since the start, just thought it was time. The short boundary to the leg side, that was appealing, but all he could do, that was a big top edge.
Yeah, it was a big top edge.
High.
Went high and we see it on the Bunnings Warehouse replay. You're right, Flem. He's sucked in by that short boundary, swinging to the leg side at a time when I was saying they might just play out for a little bit, put a partnership together. But the strikers lose a third wicket on 66 after 8.3.
3 for 66 off 8.3. 111 required off 69. As Brad Hodge walks to the crease. The stage is set, Brad.
It is, isn't it? The fireworks are off and running. They're ready for me.
Shit house.
Just keep going, mate. Keep working.
Taking this slow, as Rudy said, so
We've got a partnership. Come on.
Apologies for any language there. It wasn't Brad. So it's all set up, Brad. It's a really entertaining stage in the game.
It is. We just need to ride this lightning just for a little bit, get a partnership going. It's a bit of an unfortunate out there. We're just getting it going, but it's a pretty good wicket. So once you get stuck in, hopefully we can get it done.
Good luck, Skip.
No, mate.
Ed.
It's brilliant, that insight from Brad. And he walks out to the wicket. He's had a chat with his partner. Just ride the lightning. He likes that phrase, doesn't he? He said it the other night as well. He likes riding lightning. He loves riding lightning.
One of his favourite bands is Metallica, the thrash metal band. And their famous record is Ride the Lightning. Well, who are your favourite?
Come on.
Myself and Brad Hodge like a bit of heavy rock.
Elvis,
What do you like?
Sinatra, Bill Withers.
So is there any of those
Oasis.
guys you can watch live? Oh, Oasis.
Oasis, I like Oasis.
But he will take his time. He won't panic. It's like when we go down to him when he's captaining and in the power play and the white kookaburra's flying everywhere. He's pretty casual about it, isn't it? Doesn't get too stressed out.
Yeah, he's just what you need in a captain, isn't he? Even in the first innings when the sixers were going hard, just get the sense that Brad just calms it all down. Every time he's batted in this tournament as well, he plays at his pace, and it seems to have that effect on the person he's batting with now. We're talking to Travis Head, saying, come on, ride the lightning. Has it got a horse called Lightning or something? So he'll be saying, let's just put a partnership together. Let's bat for 4 or 5 overs, knock it around, get yourself in. Big finish, give someone like Alec Ross a platform towards the end. He's seen it all before, Bradley Hodge. Starts with the bumper. Good evening, Bradley Hodge.
Yeah, Sean Abbott doesn't mind bowling bounces, generally a bit quicker. But Brad Hodge, he's batted everywhere in the batting order. In T20 cricket, he's opened at times, batting in the middle order. So all these scenarios aren't new to him. And we saw against the Melbourne Stars, they were in trouble. And Hodge and Ross sort of just kept the run rate ticking over to about the 16th over, and then they launched.
That's the end of the over. A successful one. 9 overs done. They require 109 off 66, the strikers.
to see here. The strike is just dipping down a little bit there, but partnerships are important, particularly for the next 4 or 5 overs, I reckon. You see that stark incline. That was Brad Haddon and Boda belting him for the sixes right at the end there. But you can score big here. Short boundaries. Go over the boundary, no problems at all. Once you're set, Travis Head 8 off 12. Hodgie, just the one ball here. Here he is, the man. Dougie Bollinger back with ball in hand.
No. Good performer, Dougie Bollinger. Big fan of Dougie. Balls to Travis. Fast hands there, wasn't it, from Travis there? Just gets one out to that man at deep cover.
Well, he's a good young player. He's actually coaches the Adelaide Strikers, but the backyard legends.
I love this.
These have been sensational.
Oh, he goes, a cow, there's a cow on there.
well done.
Where's she's on a cow.
Well, she's in cow corner.
Oh, nice, Flem. Nice.
That was in from Hammer 80. I might have gone to uni with big Hammer 80, having a look at that.
Okay.
Yeah. Just
you went to uni?
I did.
Wow.
What were you studying, Howie?
I did a business degree in sports management.
Okay.
Why are you sat here then?
I don't know.
Did you not pass it?
Well, I realised I didn't like accounting and economics reasonably early on.
Just watched Jerry Maguire around that time.
Yeah, I don't think Big Hame exactly covered himself in glory in that course either. John Strike.
Was it annoy you the fact that you went to uni, did all that studying, and you sat next to me?
No.
Here's another one, boys.
Wrong. Hang on, we've got another
much
one.
rather be doing this. What have we got?
Backyard legend. Where's he going?
Oh, he's off for a quick single. Look at the stubbies behind the stumps. Oh, the bat's stuck in.
Oh, he's at the goal post. He's gone through the fence.
But he didn't spill his beers, the yard legends. Respect to that.
There is a bit of a trend here, just the fence being very close to the stumps.
Yes. Auto wicket.
It's
you think they're staging them now?
There'll be a bit of trouble. You reckon that one was?
I'm sceptical.
The pony one was pretty natural.
Yeah.
The cow, mate.
Oh, I like the cow on the field. It's the first, isn't it?
Natural.
Oh, we got another one. Oh, another backyard legends. Here we go. Eyes down, fellas.
Yeah, we've got a three-peat happening here.
This could be the original fence man. It is.
Oh, yeah.
I love this. Straight into the chicken coop, the big man. Here's the favourite though, Fred. Old mate, he wants to put his back in behind the crease. He doesn't want to check.
He's not giving up his wicket.
He doesn't want to get run out.
That's the spirit. That's
That
the
was a
spirit.
tough pitch. He works too hard, Howie.
I think he banged his head up way through as well.
Hodge 0 off 3. Gets it away on the leg side.
Well, keep him coming.
We did get a tweet from the big unit to say he pulled up okay
He's fine.
and everything was all right.
What about the fence?
No, I'm not sure. I think that Jim's fencing got in there pretty quick. I think just put us some big 64s in.
And some of the detail that's put into the pitches has been excellent, isn't it?
Some of the camera work now. We saw one before with 2 cameras.
Turning professional.
Interesting stage of the game now. In the balance, Flem. Travis Head just pushing it up. Hodge will just settle for one there. You don't want to be running 2s.
No, he'll just warm himself up here. But
if you want to get yourself involved in some of those wonderful videos, just send us a tweet. #BackyardLegends. Doesn't matter what you're doing, as long as it's entertaining.
I want to do one.
Or I think you should.
I don't have a backyard though. I've got the.
Just do it in the penthouse at Crown.
I might do it on the roof terrace on the tennis courts at Crown.
What a reception.
Huh? Yeah, I'm not
Ball
sure.
would skid off a bit there, wouldn't
Not sure Mr. Packer would like that.
He seems pretty happy with life at the moment. He'll be okay. And Hodge lets it go. You don't see that very often. 10 done, halfway. 3 for 71. Fun at the Adelaide Oval. The youngsters are packed in. The dancing boys and girls doing their thing. Back into the middle. It's a really interesting stage now. You've got the superstar of T20 cricket, Brad Hodge, in there. He's 1 off 5 alongside Head. We've got Ross still to come. We've got plenty of batting. You feel for the strikers if Brad Hodge is there in the last over.
This has got all the makings of being an absolute thriller.
As long as that man's there.
He'll be there. He'll be there, Brad. He's seen it all before.
Book him in, you reckon?
Oh, book him in bed and breakfast. An afternoon lunch if you want it. What a great spectacle. New Year's Eve in where I'm staying tonight, Mariah Carey's playing. So I've had to let Mariah Carey down for the Big Bash. She's a bit disappointed. She wants to sing a duet with me.
She was playing
Mariah.
She was playing Crown tonight, was she?
Yeah, I said, Mariah, I'm sorry, love, but the Strikers are playing the Sixers. It's going to have to wait. Maybe next year.
Big
Maybe
crowd,
next year.
A sellout.
Well,
what can you do?
There's only 1,200 in Crown.
Oh, well, there you go.
You're better here, aren't you? 50,000.
Hey, I'm with you. Howie?
You're a fan of Mariah Carey. Flem?
Hodge gets a short one, turns it around the corner.
Smart batting from Hodge. Good question.
She doesn't do much
Ready?
heavy metal, does she?
Not a lot of guitar there. Oh, there he is. That's Freddie's favourite.
Oh, there he is. Look at him.
What do you got for us, Fred?
He's caught in a trap, that fella. Hey, he can't get out. Look at him. Do you think he goes out every day like that?
Good sideburns.
I'm jealous.
Why don't you get your sideburns going?
Yeah, they don't really grow.
And push it through for a single. You're a big fan of Elvis, aren't you?
Love Elvis. Love Elvis.
You were singing Elvis on the boundary for the Heat last year.
Oh, yeah. Bit of it in the ghetto, wasn't it?
It was. How did it go again?
The snow flies on a cold and grey Chicago morning. A poor little baby child is born in the ghetto. Come on, Flem.
No, I've got nothing.
Oh, come on, Flem. You listen to that.
I thought you were only going to do a couple of lines last year. You punched out a hole over. You'd stop in between balls.
I was bored on the boundary.
He went through the back catalogue at one stage. Hodge straightened up.
And Howie, I went to Freddie's stand-up show in London.
Yep.
And he finished with a stand-up Elvis song, karaoke.
Really?
What a way to finish.
I was an amazing night. He was in London at the Palace. Big Merv came with
He did your warm-up, didn't he?
We started off
For
the
crowd?
night, 1,200 people, Palace Theatre, Shaftesbury Avenue, Theatre Land in London, doing the Merv warm-up. Got Merv to lead it. They're all into it. Even the thespians were doing it.
And how many were left at the end of the night of the 1,200?
Oh, we had to lock the doors.
But it's gold.
To keep them in.
But you start with Merv, finish with Elvis. You can't miss.
And a lot of rubbish in between.
Hodge,
Go on, Hodge,
away on the leg side, strikes it beautifully. The first boundary for 6 overs. This man holds the key for the strikers on New Year's Eve. 11 down, 3 for 78. Scoreboard's on fire at the Adelaide Oval.
Look at it.
3 for 91. Adelaide strikers 3 for 78. So pretty evenly matched. Sixers did finish well with a wonderful partnership, Fred, between Bota and Haddon. It looks like Bota's coming on. If you're just joining us, Brad Haddon is off with a groin issue. Michael Lum's off with a hamstring issue. Moses Enrique's already out of the side with a calf issue. A lot of issues.
The two Indians they've followed a similar pattern so far, and they're both out the blocks really quick. And that's slowly, we saw the Worms before, very, very similar. They'll be hoping that it takes off towards the end of the innings. A lot depending on Brad Hodge, you feel.
Head advances, blasted away over the offside. He's got it into the gap. He's played it nicely. That's a boundary.
Lovely shot from Travis Head. That's his first boundary after 19 balls. Coming down to Johan Bolter, the off-spinner. Just stepping leg side a little bit, opening up that offside, going over extra cover. If you watch on the replay, that's a beautiful shot, Flem.
Smart shot, isn't it? Hitting over cover's head. Not a short boundary out there. And against Bota, who he would have faced a lot in the nets. Travis Head throws it up over cover again. He's hit that one very, very hard. Another 4 consecutive boundaries now to the youngster.
This time both are just giving him a bit more room to work with. Travis Head just standing his crease, gets that right leg out the way. Full swing of the bat over extra cover, hits this one far better than the previous ball. And is this the kickstart that Travis Head needs? Is it 2 boundaries now in 20 balls, both in consecutive deliveries?
He threw it up, didn't he? He doesn't normally do that, Bota. He's done it again. Less width that time, bit of drift.
Just straightened up a bit.
Well, Travis Head's got himself going here. Couple of boundaries. Big role to play.
I wouldn't know who I'd go for at this point. Who are you going for, Flem?
Oh.
A wicket changes it, but the strikers now are just starting to pick up a little bit.
Sweepologist is ready to come in and sweep Johan Bota, but Oregon, you'd want Head and Hodge batting for another 3 or 4 overs at least. Runs on the board, Fred. That'll be a wide.
Adil Rashid with the bat the other night, impressed. Tough night down at Spotland. Spotland, that's where Rochdale play football. Spotless, isn't it? It's the clean one. The Thunder play there.
You were there with Junior, the governor. How was the governor?
He's brilliant, isn't he?
Yeah.
Can't speak highly enough of him. Just a ray of sunshine. He just spreads happiness, doesn't he?
You're going to take him home with you?
Oh, I'd love to. He's not just for Christmas.
How would the kids? How would they go with Uncle Mark?
Uncle Mark, they love Uncle Mark.
They love Uncle Mark.
Can we keep him? Can we keep him, Dad? Can we keep him? I keep saying he's for life, not Christmas, kids.
I'm not sure how Uncle Mark goes with the kids.
Well, he had a chat to Rocky.
He did, yeah, briefly.
Uncomfortably. And there's a single on the leg side, the end of the over. That's 12 off it. A good one for the strikers. 12 down. Off you go, lad, he said. 3 for 90. 87 off 48. If you can't get to the game or TV, Oh, ZZ Topper in the house as well as Elvis.
Rumours are they're playing the concert after the
Are they?
game.
These two? They're ZZ Top.
Get you to AFL.
Sharp dress man.
Oh, not your AFL live pass. Your cricket.com.au live pass.
Settle down, Howie.
Wrong sport, but it's...
Looks like they're getting himself nice and
I was going to say, I'm not sure ZZ's going to be any good.
Yep, he's the drummer.
Other blokes in charge of hydration, I think.
He was ZZ Top fan.
I like ZZ Top, yeah.
What do they sing?
Legs. She knows how to use them.
Let's have a go. Can we hear it, fun?
Give me all your loving. No, I'm not much of a singer, Fred. I'll leave that to you.
Is it that one? Give me all your loving, all your hugs and kisses too.
I like it, Fred.
Yeah, I got it.
We've got you into the 80s. We've moved from the 60s, from Elvis.
I love the 80s.
Do you do any of the modern stuff? Do you do any Katy Perry or Taylor Swift?
I'm a bit of a firework.
Yeah, the Katy Perry.
Oh, I like Katy Perry.
It's a good night for it.
Jeffrey Boycott's favourite, Katy Perry.
Is it?
Absolutely loves her. He's met her.
Is it his Twitter photo?
Yeah, Katy Perry and Jeffrey Boycott.
Does she love him?
I doubt it. No one does.
Hodge.
He does.
Hodge on strike, gets a full pitch delivery, works it down a third man for a single.
Hey, Katie, I like your dancing, but you can't sing.
Hey, did he ever chat about your batting?
Jeffrey.
Points?
Oh, yeah.
What did he say?
Oh, he didn't rate it. He didn't rate it. He told me kids, didn't it, at Lords during the summer. He said, oh, kids, I like your dad, but I love your mum. He was rubbish with bat, but he could bowl a bit. No, cheers, Jeffrey. When I first started playing, he was on commentary. He wouldn't call me by my name. He goes, here he is, that big lad from Lancashire who can't bat. That's what he used to call me.
My grandmother could play better.
Yeah, we get on well now, though.
Yeah.
Big fan of Jeffrey.
Well, he seems very popular on the radio over there.
Well,
maybe not with the players.
Is it? We call it Marmite in England. Some people like it, some people don't. But either way, you listen to Jeffrey.
Not to Marmite.
No,
No, we wouldn't do that.
No, you don't tolerate Marmite.
Does he like T20 cricket?
You know what? He goes with it. I think he sees
David Lloyd. Bumble loves it.
Bumble, brilliant. Brilliant.
Well, he's the one that led us into leading you into Elvis last year.
Bumble signed me as a young lad. He came round to the house, sat down with mum and dad. We got the best china out, teacups, custard creams, bourbon biscuits, and he sat down and signed me.
He was the coach.
As a 15-year-old, 16-year-old at Lancashire, and he was under 19 coach for England. And I went off the rails, actually, when he left Lancashire at 19, because it was like having your dad there. He looked after us so well, and he was hard on me. So much respect, and love Bumble. Great on commentary as well.
It's a wide one, a quicker one, got away. What was he like as English coach?
He was brilliant. He was brilliant. He was passionate. Slightly mad, but passionate.
But you don't mind. You like people a little bit eccentric.
But his thing was he'd try and make you feel the best you can as you walk out on the field. He played Churchill, he played Jerusalem as you walk out. He'd give you video clips of all your best bits. It was brilliant. It really was.
Good on him. Pretty versatile.
Very versatile.
Open batting, but he also umpired at first class level as well.
He did, yeah. His son umpires now, Graham.
Okay.
Been a good over from Bollinger, just 3 off it. 84 off 43, nearly 2 a ball now. Still, Hodge is willing to play the patient game. 13 done, 3 for 94.
We've been given another case, Mulder.
Somebody out there?
It has a monster in it. This is dangerous.
When has that ever stopped us before?
X-Files back in 2016. 83 off 42 required.
There's a good over there from Dougie Bollinger, just dragging it back a little bit, and that run rate just creeping up a little bit, just under 12. I would mention just under 2 a ball. But you got the feeling Brad Hodge, he's not panicking. He's not panicking. That last over just saw it out, rode it out.
Well, Fred, after 13 overs, the Sixers were 3 for 98, so the strikers aren't that far off. But Bollinger's a very skilled fast bowler. A lot of fast bowlers are falling down at the moment for Australia. Dougie's not the worst option with the wide ball.
Agree.
Hodge advances, he blasts away on the offside, just for a single.
Is this at the point where Hodgie goes? Bit of intent there. He's 10 from 14.
Yeah, and Jackson Bird traditionally bowls a lot in the power play, so he knows he bowls a lot of length deliveries, so pretty reasonably predictable.
How do you play it from here, Brad?
Well, Hetty just said he wants a big piece of birdie here, so it's either into that tier or Jackson's going to be up and about, so we'll see what happens.
All right, just talking on the leg side. He goes away on the offside. There's a man coming in. Oh, he's dropped it! The catch has gone down.
Brad Hodge saying he's going to go for it. Otherwise, Jackson Bird's going to be up and about, but this time it's gone through his hands. Hodgie, he's got away with one there, hasn't he?
One for the good guys, Fred.
Jackson Bird was nearly up and about.
Yeah. Flying like an eagle, he really was then. But, hey, we need a bit of luck.
Yeah.
That was Joaquim, the sub. There's two of them out there. Just bunts it back down the ground. How hard is it to stay calm in a situation like this, Brad?
It's just a bit of a mathematical calculation, Howie. It's, you know, it's up to 12s, but you've just got to know that there's a big over somewhere around the corner, especially with this short boundary. Just got to stay patient, find a bowler and really go after him.
Cheers, Skip. Head. Oh, here goes another big swing.
But you see again, oh, sorry, Howard. He bowls a lot of length deliveries, doesn't he? We haven't seen a shorter one, a Yorker, or a change of pace. So that's why I think Head's identified that reasonably predictable. I want to hit to that area.
I think the only mistake that Travis Head is making here, I think he's right to go at this point. He's getting the balls in the area. He's just trying to overhit. He's got to trust his technique a little bit. He's nearly put his back out twice here.
You
trust
don't
your
need
technique.
to. Just get in the middle of the bat.
I agree.
Oh, he's got that one in the middle of the bat. That'll be a sixer.
There we go, just pop it over for six. They needed that, Travis said. He's been heaving and sowing it the previous two deliveries. He was dropped on the sweeper on the offside. This time, the ball was slightly shorter, cramped him for a little bit of room, but trusted his technique just to pop it over square leg for six.
Let's have a look at the line. Yeah, it's more on the stump, so it was easier for Travis Head to get it over the leg side. Didn't have to smash it a long way for a six at the Adelaide Oval, but that just releases the pressure a little bit. Nine off the over.
Just trusting his technique a bit more there. There he goes again. He's gone back to Chinese. He's gone straight over his head. Travis Head. Jackson Bird just sticking a hand up there. More reflex than anything. Comes back for two. 11 off the over.
46,389 people here on New Year's Eve, so a bigger crowd than New Year's Eve last year, where it was 43,288, so an extra 3,000 people in here. Brad Hodge is on strike. We just heard from him. I find that extraordinary how calm he is in this situation, Fred.
It is amazing. Bradley Hodge, we're just talking how calm he is. Why would you not be calm if you can just dong them out the park at will?
Dwarsh is coming in. First ball of a new spell. He bowls into Slog Street. Bradley Hodge says, thank you very much. That's his scoring zone. Oh. And as you were saying, Howie, how balanced is he? Look at his head there.
His head over the ball, just turns after he hits it. He stands back, even at his age, he stands back to admire that one. And why wouldn't you? 97 metres.
Jeez,
did he catch
fell
it?
On the crowd, he's happy, isn't he? Got the man bun.
Got a beautiful hairstyle, that lad, hasn't he?
66 off 35, just a matter of numbers according to Brad Hodge.
This could be the big over.
Carves it away on the offside.
How you mentioned how calm he is at the crease, and it's unbelievable. I played in 2020 games, and you block a few, you don't score, and your mind's racing, you're ticking. You start playing all these scenarios through you and think, I've got to play a big shot, I've got to do something. Bradley Hodge does not do that. And that, I'm sure, will transpire through the whole team. The young lads be learning so much. You know, he scores his runs, he's captain, but gold.
Clip that one nicely, Brad.
That was nice, actually. I like that one.
Oh, we saw you admiring it.
I'm going to keep trying to go. This is my boy, I think. Oi!
Down the ground, they'll be looking to come back for a second. No, they don't. So we'll leave Brad Hodge to it, but as he said, this is his boy, so this is who he's targeting.
So for Dwarshus, he's got to get the ball outside off stump on a full length. I think anywhere near the stumps, Hodge is going to target that mid-wicket area. And if he gets length outside off stump, over cover is an area where Hodge can hit as well.
His length is crucial here, Flem, isn't it?
Yeah.
So where should he bowl, Flem?
I think wide outside.
And with your wide Yorker.
Full Yorker.
There we go. Well bowled. Didn't quite hit it, full toss, but...
So it's not perfect, but you got protection.
I'd sooner at this stage be over pitching a full one wide as opposed to a length ball wide. Just opens up the all ground.
Yeah, definitely. It's not the quickest pitch. Saw it earlier on, it was quite dry, so you're not going to pick up too much pace off that shorter length.
Great game at the Adelaide Oval, 64 off 32. Brad Hodge gets a short one. There's a man out there. This is a big wicket. It's a huge wicket.
Great
Hodge
catch.
is gone. Abbott takes the catch. The superstar leaves the Adelaide Oval to silence, and that's the biggest wicket of the night.
He told us what he was doing, Bradley Hodge. He was saying he's going to target that short boundary. We spoke about the length. It was probably the length that he wanted as well. Just couldn't quite get under it on the Bunnings Warehouse replay.
Off cutter.
And he rolls his wrist, he flat bats it out to Abbott, who's waiting with them big hands, swallows it up down at backward square leg, and that is a huge wicket for the Sixers. Darshu obviously clapping, he's pleased as punch as Bradley walks off for 17 and the strikers 4 for 113.
Brad Hodge departs, but this man, possibly the form player of the competition, Alex Ross, comes to the crease striking at 164 in Big Bash 0-5, and he loves the Adelaide Oval. He's got the short boundary on the leg side, can sweep everything.
Yeah,
He need to be good tonight, Fred.
He's been impressive. The thing about Alex Ross is, yes, he plays different. He sweeps a lot of balls, he gets down on one knee to the quick bowlers, but he knows his game. For him, that sweep shot and that flick into the leg side is as safe as a cover drive for other people. He plays to his strengths, but he's going to need all of that tonight. 12.3 and over, but if he gets going, there's no reason why not.
Oh, outside edge.
Well bowled.
Just past it. That's the end of the 15th over, 4 for 113. It's the last game of 2015, but plenty of Big Bash to come tomorrow on Network 10. It just keeps rolling around. The Hobart Hurricanes down at Blunston Arena versus Mike Hussey's Sydney Thunder, an undefeated Sydney Thunder. You can get your tickets at bigbash.com.au, and then a double header the next day. Oh, crikey. The Melbourne Stars versus the Melbourne Renegades and the Perth Scorchers versus the Sydney Sixers both came down to the final ball last year. This was the Renegades versus the Melbourne Stars at the MCG. Anything could have happened. There was a discussion about whether he was out, whether he was not out, and the replay eventually showed the green team got home. And then obviously the final ball of the Big Bash final could have been a run out for Moses Omariks, and there was back-to-back for the Perth Scorchers. So they're the next 3 games to come, as we're back live now. And that's past the outside edge. Plenty to come on Network 10 as far as the Big Bash goes. So the Sixers scored 64 off the last 5 overs. The Strikers will currently acquire 64 off 29. So an identical scenario with 6 wickets in hand. Freddie Flintoff goes for a spell. Damien Fleming stays with us. And Adam Gilchrist, who loves a close finish, has got the cans back on.
Don't we all? Don't we all love a close finish? And got the makings of a thriller here. Just repeating a top 2 position up for grabs. Sixers. Injury laden. So many concerns off the field, but they just need to get the job done tonight.
Makes tonight even more important, doesn't it, if they lose Haddon and possibly Lum for the next start against Perth.
You're really starting to test your squad, aren't you?
In Perth.
I think they only had 11 fit members of their squad tonight anyway. Yeah, their original squad.
Yeah. Well, they've got a couple of young guys that were brought into the 13. We saw one of them, Charlie Wackham, come in and drop that catch. Young fella from Kensington in New South Wales, plays for the University of New South Wales Cricket Club. And
when he missed out, he probably didn't expect to be getting a catch in the outfield in front of close to 50,000 people, Gilly.
Baptism of fire, isn't it? New Year's Eve, big audience, game on the line.
And then he drops on strike now, Travis Head. Crowd baying for a boundary down the track. He's hit it well, straight down the ground. It's the boundary they wanted. So Head continues on his way.
Gee, that's a good strike, isn't it? I know he was advancing, but it wasn't quite a half volley. He had to just wait, delay a little bit before he hit through that ball. I'm pretty sure it's gone for 6. Great connection, isn't it?
Well, I'm not sure he felt like he got it right out of the middle.
Back
6
live.
So he's starting to go now, Travis Head. He's increasing his strike rate. Alex Ross Just needs to make sure that he's not leaking too many dot balls here. Rotate the strike, get head. Plenty of deliveries. They're going, it might be tight. Direct hit. I think Ross is fine. After the way he rode after that catch, no problems whatsoever.
Yeah, there's been a request. They're going to look upstairs. They look like they're celebrating the sixes. Nick Madison got in and threw it to Alex Ross's end. Pretty sure he's safe here. Completes the 16th over. So 24 deliveries left, 55 runs required. Quite achievable in this format. Ground such as this.
Rashid still to come. We saw him at the Wacker play a pretty good little cameo. Gil Richardson hits a long ball. So
yeah, and I think again, Dorcius is going to be a man that they target. Well, they've really got to target everyone. They're nearly 13 and over, but he's got 1 over to bowl. He's only gone for 21 off his 3 overs.
Got the big wicket of Bradley Hodge as well. What a cracking first nut to Alex Ross.
Travis Head, it's the longer boundary to his leg side. So does he take it on? Oh, that's well bowled. 21 years of age, Ben Dorcius, and that's experience there, Flem.
Yeah, he played a couple of games last year in the Big Bash. I think you'd be better from the experience and working out your game plan in T20 cricket. You get that new ball to swing it around, but in these closing overs, you're going to have to own those 3 lengths. The stock ball, the Yorker and the odd bouncer. Just goes with the stock ball there, and it works because Ross hasn't faced too many deliveries. 1 off 3. You know he loves the sweep shot. A bit tougher off the quicker bowlers. But there you go, Gilly. Whoever wins tonight gets into that 2nd spot.
Sixers played 4. Don't want to lose their 5th. Oh, straight up in the air, going back, or coming in as 3rd man, and that's beautifully taken. Looked like it was going to be a bit of confusion between backward point and 3rd man. I think it might be Riley Eyre who took the catch. He's another one of the substitute fielders.
So they're going 19-year-old the subs.
Yeah. Oh, that's a big blow, the Bunnings Warehouse replay. Alex Ross just not getting a chance to settle in, not getting a sweep shot away unusually. But that's very comfortably taken, as they should be at this level. But when you're a rookie, they're never easy. Ross goes for 1. 5 for 123.
Ben Dorcius from the City end, 3.3 overs, 3 for 22. Just 1 run and a wicket from the over. It's a vital performance. Head. That's a beautiful Yorker. Gee, this is a good spell.
It is. It's high class. 136 kilometres an hour right in the block hole. So used to say.
Yep. Great execution. You see a little bit of shape in too. We saw Ben Lachlan just getting a little bit of reverse. It's a dry pitch. Shined up one side. Ball can move in the air. Well, that's not a bad delivery either. So he's got his length right. Really hard to get under it. But Rashid, very good batsman, has scored first-class hundreds. Quick little 25 last game.
Just 2 off the over, Flem, at this stage of the game. It's a fantastic over, isn't it? With a wicket as well.
Yep, definitely. And the confidence to bowl him as well at this stage.
So what can Rashid do? Had all the shots the other night.
Oh.
It's the type of thing he does. Just shots are a little bit different, a little bit inventive. He gets it very fine. 3rd man comes around. So a good start by Rashid. This is what he did the other night. It's the end of a great spell from Dorcius. He ends up with 3 for 25. They require 51 off the last 3.
A little bit subdued, the Adelaide crowd. It's certainly not over by any stretch. There's a short boundary that Travis Head will be targeting now. And packed in all evening. Oh, he's gone straight again. And there's no fielder there, so crowd reacts as they should.
He's been hammering that shot straight over the bowler's head. Right in the middle of the bat, Travis Head. So good start to the over. They need a big one. But first ball, you go for 4. It can be panic stations. What can Abbott come back with here? Dwarshuis went the Yorker and it worked. You can see heads back in his crease.
Oh, he's hit that well. That might be a major. It is. And with that stroke, Travis Head brings up another half century. 40 balls. The acceleration in the last few. Very exciting. The Adelaide locals.
Yeah, smart innings from Travis Head. Most of the batsmen have found it hard when they've first gone out on this Adelaide pitch, but he took his time. I think it was 7 or 18 balls before he hit his first boundary. Now he's got 3 4s and 3 6s, 55 off 40.
What's Abbott's slow ball option, Flem?
I think it's the off-cutter one.
Off-cutter, yep.
Good ball, good ball.
Was the field moving?
Well, third man came up into the circle very late, but he was in there well and truly before Abbott was about to bowl, so I'm not sure what the hold-up was there. See third man up, backward point, the 2 men at the top of the screen, cover in the ring, and there's a short, fine leg, so 3 men out on the leg side. Where does Abbott go? Oh, he's been sliced away.
The man that's come up, Gil.
That's where that man came from. So it's alive. 15 balls, 37. Already 14 runs off this over.
So that was probably the line not to bowl when third man come up. You've actually packed your leg side field with a man at square leg. There's a mid-wicket on the fence, long on. So you probably needed to attack the stumps on a full length.
Well, I just think he's so mindful of that short boundary. I think he feels that no matter what line, if Travis Head goes that way and gets a little bit of bat on it, well, a good bit of bat on it, it's 6.
Well, guess what? They are changing. Yeah. Third man back down, so he actually can bowl that ball now.
But it's square leg that's come up there left of screen. So he's next to the umpire.
4, 6, 4.
Oh!
6! Big 6! Game on at the Adelaide Oval, New Year's Eve, 45,000 in the house, and it's 31 off 14. This is what we came for.
Got himself in a power position there, Travis Head, and he got the exact ball that he wants it. The previous ball would have been a beauty, outside off stump, full length delivery. He has absolutely smoked that.
Oh, and he knew straight away it's Sean Abbott. Refuses to take the pace off it. Seam up. 140 kilometres an hour, that delivery.
But a full toss is a full toss. 20 off the over, boys. 2 balls to go.
How good is a Big Bash?
4 deliveries. 4 deliveries ago. I said, looking likely at slipping away, but just hold on and...
Put your champagne down just for a moment, you think?
Bit of a chant around the crowd as well. They've lifted.
What's Abbott's answer? Short. Oh, it's going further. It's going further. 4-6, 4-6-6.
It's the corridor of carnage at the moment for Sean Abbott. 26 off the over. What about the brilliant batting from Travis Head? He's hitting him everywhere now. The short ball, I suppose you could have banked on that. Every other type of delivery's gone. And Travis Head, he's making himself a hero in front of 46,000 people at the Adelaide Oval.
Well, there's about 30,000 people outside the Oval ready for the fireworks and the concerts for New Year's Eve.
It started here now.
Oh, the party is beginning.
They're in the
25,
box seat.
yeah.
They're in the box seat now, the strikers, remarkably. 26 off just 5 deliveries, all from the bat of this man Head. And he just winds it back and says, I'll push a single if you don't mind. Keep the strike, a phenomenal over. 27 off it, 24 required from the last 2 overs. A few nervous faces in the striker's outfit. Men with the pads on still to come. And there is the man that just went for 27 off his last over, and now it's just 24 off the last 2 overs. Travis Head with his highest score in the Big Bash, 72 off 44, striking at 163. There's a big crowd in all of a sudden, and swayed back the way of the Adelaide strikers with Head on strike.
Oh, they're home now, boys.
Oh, I don't know, Flem. Not sure about that.
Oh, not a run out.
Fusion. Oh, I'm not so sure, Flemo.
He's up, Flem.
Oh. Adil Rashid, he was tip and run as far as he was concerned. but
now they're having a chat, Adam.
Yeah. And it's one of the rookies again. They're in the action.
Just out.
Oh. 4 off 11.
So head remains on
the
strike.
captain, he's biting his fingers.
To Bollinger.
Mid wicket.
Punch down the ground. Plenty of bat on it. Man comes around. They'll come back for a second to Bota. 22 off 11.
2 off.
Well, off the bat, that looked like it was screaming to the boundary, but Johan Bota is very straight.
It's one of the few these hit straight that haven't gone for a boundary or a 6. It just shows the pressure's on the bowlers now. Bollinger's so experienced. He's got really good skills, but he couldn't land his Yorker. It's the best option here against Travis Head, because anything that's not right in the block hole is going.
Mid-off's up.
And it's going again. Muscled to the leg side. There's a man out there. Go for 2. Yes, they do.
Yeah. The crowd are in. Appreciating the efforts. The young man, he leads them in Sheffield Shield domestic 50 over cricket is Travis Head.
Fireworks are going to be a letdown in Adelaide tonight. It's going to be a real disappointment when they roll out
for
the
the
fireworks at
50,000
midnight.
with ZZ Top.
For Bollinger, 3 balls left in his spell. Mid-off up, mid-wicket open. Over the offside. No fielder stopping that. It's hitting the dancing girls.
Well, if he wasn't a hero before this over, he's backing up again. It's an area where he hasn't been hitting 6s, because it's just about the hardest area in the ground to hit a 6 over cover. And he is pumped 98 metres as well, 82 off 48. He's only a young man, Travis Head. He's captaining the Sheffield Shield team for South Australia. Bradley Hogg's doing the job for the strikers, but he's the man tonight. 14 off just 8 balls left.
37 off his last 10 deliveries. Travis Head.
He gets another one in the slot, but it's straight to the fieldsman. Dot, anti-climax. 14 off 7.
It's just a dot ball changes it too, doesn't it?
That's the thing. Another dot here or a wicket, bringing a new man in, the equation changes.
Dougie's laughing.
Dougie, he's blowing too. Digging deep, big breaths.
What does he do, Gil? Does he strike as big as he can or retain strike?
Imagine being next into bat.
The way he's going, I'm thinking he's going to look for the boundary. Again, I think that offside, the cover, over cover is on again. Bollinger, it's full again, it's going out to cover. It'll just be 1, I would think. Yeah. Rashid was keen for 2, but Travis Head had made the decision early. He needs to face the first ball of this last over. New Year's Eve blockbusters. 1 to go, it's 5 for 164. Well, the party has begun in Adelaide. The house is rocking. They're loving Travis Head, 83 off 50 deliveries. They can smell a victory. It's not a job done yet. 13 off 6 balls. And the conference is continuing. And the challenge here for Nick Maddinson is the fact that Sean Abbott, he bowled 2 overs for 12 runs. He bowled his 3rd over. That went for 27. A record for one batsman scoring the most runs himself in 1 over.
That's not going to help him here, Gil.
But he has to bowl this over, Flem. There's no other bowling option for them.
What, Nick Maddinson just channeling Ricky Ponting's captaincy here by biting a lot of fingernail.
Where does he bowl?
Pressure here.
Where does he bowl?
I still just like that wide Yorker outside off stump, and I'd pack the offside. It's the bigger boundary, but they're bringing 3rd man in, so that says to me that the line will be on the stumps, and that he's going to change his length and pace. Well, this worries me.
Hoping for a miss hit.
So there's 4 out on the leg side. And he's shown, unless he really mishits the ball, Travis Head, it's going for 6.
Well, I think with this field, Flem, you're right. They've got to go straight at the stumps. No, fine leg coming up. A lot of indecision here. Head shaking. Wow, the pressures. The pressures of T20. A young captain.
This is gold.
Decision making. There's so little time to get it right. Then if you get it wrong, there's no time to make it up. Right, 13 off 6. Oh, that's out there as well. Too easy. The local boy made good. They love him.
What a shot from Travis Head. 89 now. easy, a half volley that he can flick on the leg side. I'm not sure about these bowling tactics in the field. They're going to come together as a chat again, but that's taking nothing away from Travis Head. He's read the game beautifully tonight, took his time to get himself sorted, and his ability to hit the ball hard and to go over the fence has been second to none tonight.
He's just sat so deep in his crease, and it'd be interesting to know if anyone has mentioned that to Sean Abbott. He's well behind the front crease there, Travis Head, so that delivery very full. He's trying to jam a Yorker, is Abbott, but the fact that Travis Head is so deep in his crease, it becomes a half volley, or certainly just short enough for him to leverage and get it over the fence. So 7 off 5.
5 sixes off his last 13 balls. He's 11 short of 100. 7 to win. Another big hit on the leg side. It's another 6. 2 in a row. He moves to 95. The game is tied. And this could be a historic win for the Strikers. And one of the great innings seen in the Big Bash at the Adelaide Oval. 95 of 52. 1 off 4. It's a walk in the park.
Well said, Howie. This is probably, if not the greatest knock in Big Bash history. I thought Usman Khawaja's 100 at the MCG was good. The kids are laughing. The crowd is going off. Almost 50,000 people. That length again from Sean Abbott. It's been slog street for him in his last 8 balls. And even hit high on the bat, but it's too short a boundary, Gil.
Flan scores a tie, but he needs 5 runs for a century. Does he go over the rope again?
Yep.
It would be one of the classics. He deserves it, the young man.
A wicket to be handy.
Everyone in the ring. Oh, he gets it! He gets it! It's over! It's a 6!
That's his
It's a
100.
century to savour! A champagne moment on New Year's Eve for Travis Head.
I tell you what, used to love the movie The Natural. That was Roy Hobbs there, hitting it for 6. Travis Head in front of a big home crowd. Nick Maddinson can't believe it, but they're going to go and congratulate him. What an amazing knock. There was times where it looked like the Strikers were out of it. The people are on their feet here at the Adelaide Oval. It's New Year's Eve, but for Travis Head, it was a party in those last half an hour.
He doesn't want 2015 to end, does he? Nor does this crowd.
101 off 53 balls. The first century for an Adelaide striker, and he's brought it up with 3 sixes in a row. Happy New Year to that young man, Travis Head. That's extraordinary cricket.
I reckon he'll have a beer tonight, boys.
Oh, look at this crowd, boys. Can you believe this in domestic cricket? Near on packed. 46,000 people.
I told you the fireworks.
They were hugging each other in the bleachers, boys.
I told you the fireworks are going to be a letdown, Gil.
Oh.
It's great just seeing his reactions, isn't it? You know, when he hit the winning runs, he gave it a big fist pump and just smiling. And now this is what you cherish. Your teammates coming in and giving you a hug. They can't believe it. They're in awe of him.
Who brings up 100 with 3 straight sixes and a 6 to win the game?
Travis Head.
Travis Head does, and he does it in front of record crowds. He does it in front of huge TV audiences.
Are they going to cheer him off, Adam?
Oh, look at him. You just can't believe what this game continues to serve up. The thrills, the passion, the excitement. It just never ceases to amaze. And fair enough, the sixes, guys, you just got to appreciate that. Some days the others are just better than you.
Well, there was times they were gone. They just seemed to lose wickets at bad stages, the Adelaide Strikers. But Travis Head, so composed for a young fella, and backed himself to be there at the end. And in the end, he didn't need to use 3 of the balls.
7 sixes off his last 14 deliveries. Here is the final ball of the match. He's on 95. He's hit it from above his shoulders. Abbott drops his head, and at that stage he realises, oh wow, what have I done? What have I done?
It is a super-duper performance.
A partnership of 59. Adil Rashid was solid with his 2, contributing to that 59.
Brett Rashid's strike rate was 200, actually better than Travis Head's.
It's an important 2.
Roger Aldridge, an extraordinary night, Roger. I bet you're smiling. I bet the man with you smiling.
Absolutely incredible, Howie. 101 off 53 deliveries. Travis Head, man of the match. You brought the fireworks this New Year's.
Yeah, well, I thought at one stage we were done then, but yeah, credit to Hodgie, stayed out there and really got me going, and I've been probably going pretty not so great in this tournament so far, and I haven't felt like I've contributed to the team, and yeah, it's nice to get some runs, but it's awesome to get the win. That's a massive one for us.
You needed more than 50 off the final 3 overs. In your wildest dreams, did you think you could bring that home in the fashion you did?
Not a chance. I thought we might get it close and make the fans that came down tonight get a little bit of entertainment, but I guess with a short boundary, we decided I'd just go, and then we kept going. So it's a fantastic win and over the moon.
When you started to get a hold of Sean Abbott in his second last over, did you feel going into that last over you'd shot his confidence and you were home?
Oh, not really. He's a quality bowler, and he showed with the last ball he bowled that second over that I couldn't do much with it. And I just got good on the good side of it today, but another day hit it straight up and get dropped. I was lucky enough to get an opportunity, which probably got me going.
You're not the captain of this striker side, but you are the captain of the state side over here. Does that responsibility you were given at a very young age last year, do you think that helps you in a situation like this?
Oh yeah, it does. I definitely matured over the last 12 months and had to take the different step, the next step, I guess. And I've tried to do that. I've done bits and pieces of it, but I haven't been consistent throughout the year. And it's good to get some results because I've been really consistent this year. And I don't want to be that as a leader. And in this side, I still feel myself as a leader. So it's good to step up tonight and get a win.
You needed 1 to win and 6 for 100. Was there any thought that you weren't going to put that over the fence?
No, I was going for it. Unfortunately, I just thought it was just the appropriate way of finishing it, I guess. I've done all the hard work, I might as well go again.
Absolutely. Well, you've done the hard work. You've got your team home. It's about time you go and bring in the new year with a couple of celebratory beers. Well done.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Mark Howard, that is Travis Head, one of the most incredible knocks we've seen in Big Bash history.
Well done, Rog. I actually don't know what to say. That was an extraordinary performance. 3 sixes off his final 3 balls to bring up 100 to win the game. 7 sixes off his final 14 deliveries. As we're getting set for a party at the Adelaide Oval. If you're enjoying your New Year's Eve celebrations and you're looking at that thinking maybe I'm not understanding what's going on, that is what has occurred. Travis Head has come out tonight, made 101 off 53 to win the game. But wait, there's more. Tomorrow night down at Blundstone Arena, the magnificent Hobart Hurricanes, they're up against the Sydney Thunder. Andre Russell, some of the superstars of the game, Mike Hussey, Shane Watson. They'll all be in action up against George Bailey, Tim Payne, and the like. There's plenty of Big Bash to come. I'm not sure we can top that, but we'll try starting the new year. What a win by the Strikers. 46,389 people in the Adelaide Oval have been blown away by a game of Big Bash. Started with Michael Lum hitting the ball sweetly. 2 4s, 2 6s, 31 off 22. He was hitting it to the leg side, he was hitting it to the offside, absolutely striking it beautifully, as was Eddie Cowan. And then what a catch from Ross. That was to dismiss Lum for 31. They went on with it. Cowan was very good, 43 off 22. Then Rashid came on, changed the game. Got Madison first ball, got another wicket. Haddon came in late and hit the ball hard. 54 off 35. He guided that one to the keeper, didn't walk. And Ben Lachlan thought he had the wicket, and it was a wide called on him. He couldn't believe it. Had a word or two to Haddon, who said, well, mate, that's the umpire's job. They got a little bit into each other. And then Simmons came out. Boater dropped the catch. The target was 176. Jai Warden have fell cheaply again. Elvis was in the house enjoying it. And then the run rate started to lift. That was the end of another striker. They were in a bit of trouble. Hodge came in. Big job in his hands. Went big over the leg side for a maximum. They were still way behind. That man with a man bun was happy with his work. And then there was some extraordinary batting by this man Head. He came in, has made 101 off 53 balls, destroyed Abbott, took 27 off and over. He's on 95 at this stage, 1 run to win. He's brought up the win and an amazing 100 off just 53 balls. One of the great knocks seen at the Adelaide Oval. And somehow, don't ask me how, the Strikers have got home. The Sixers 5 for 176. The Adelaide Strikers 5 for 182. Abbott went for 1 for 57. Head 101 not out of 53 balls, if you don't mind. An extraordinary night on New Year's Eve. The Strikers beat the Sixers in one of the classic games of Big Bash cricket. Adam Gilchrist, that's all you could ask for.
Oh, well summed up, Mark Howard. Just when I was at an age, gentlemen, I've got Freddie and Flemmo here, boys.
Yes,
when I thought I was at an age where New Year's Eve didn't mean much to me, you didn't celebrate much anymore, you get to bed early, getting older. Tell you what, that party has just begun, hasn't it?
You're going hard tonight, are you? This has just got your momentum going. Wasn't that amazing? There was times when they weren't a chance at all there. Travis Head, if you want to celebrate New Year's Eve, you can't do it any better than that in 100 like that, Fred.
Freddie,
What just happened?
well, we had to take you off air because we didn't know what you were going to do.
I'd have blown up. Now, behind now, there's a concert on. You can put Rihanna, Beyonce, Kanye West on, put who you want on. Not as good as Travis Head.
Well, tonight it's the Pure Warrior Power Moment brought to you by Swiss. It's just his innings highlights packages. 9 sixes, 4s, all around the ground, and then he just targeted that short boundary.
He just started going, and I suppose you can be critical of the bowlers, but what's the point? It was just amazing, hitting everywhere. Short balls, full balls, balls over his head. Everything just went for 6. Look at it, just striking. Flem, what do you do?
I don't know. I just sit and be in awe. You're just in awe of that innings there. And just his ability to sense when he was going to get going, about 4 or 5 overs to go. And I think he smashed 56 off the last 3.
And that
he
was the
doesn't
last
even
one.
need to keep his feet on the ground.
Oh, he didn't there when he was
I'll play a tennis
celebrating.
shot.
It just the Harvey Norman.
This would be a good wagon wheel, this.
Wagon wheel. Look at them just being dispatched. We say he targeted leg side, but over the offside as well, straight down the ground.
Actually, that was a feature of his batting early on, wasn't it? His
Yes.
ability to hit over the bowler's head for 4 and 6.
The thing is, he had a look, didn't he, to begin with? He didn't start off like this. He had a look, and then all of a sudden, from nowhere, go on now, let's have a dip, and just started smashing it.
Spare a thought for young Charlie Wacken from the Sixers. He came on as a substitute fielder. He dropped Travis Head early in his innings, so he probably won't be enjoying that as much as the rest of us, but there was plenty of catches being taken out there. There was a wonderful catch here. It was Alex Ross who made plenty of yards and then lunged. Well, John Dyson in the 80s, Flemo.
Well, Glenn McGrath in the early 2000s, that's what Pigeon would say. But he actually made up about 30 metres to get to that dive. It was a great effort.
And then the crowd got in on the act. And this is the most improved in BBL, the crowds, Freddie, around Australia.
Well, they've been watching, haven't they? Me and Junior, me and my mate the other night. We give a masterclass on how to catch in the crowd. It's nice that people are listening. People didn't listen when I was captain, but as a catching coach, they're all into it.
Well, a lot of backyard cricket. We're seeing the videos, and I think we're seeing the impact at the game skill.
The celebration as well. He's loving it there, the man with the bun. Oh, look at him.
Not a bad arm either.
The celebration there.
Like it.
And boys, there's another celebration that'll be happening tonight, just before the game, as we were trying to do our pre-game warm-up. Kiss Cam got around there.
Pretty
He was plenty happy, yeah. But this is not regulation, Flem. Not in front of 46,000 people.
Oh, and he goes down on one knee. That's risky.
Oh, he could have set himself up there for an almighty 4, but she says yes. Not quite white, but she said yeah, big kiss and a smooch.
I know, if she's a striker supporters, I reckon Travis Head's her favourite man tonight.
Well, Howie didn't like it. He reckons it's setting up a young lady to say no to the marriage proposal. But, well, there was a bit of controversy out there too. Brad Haddon, he's always been a feisty character. This is at the end of their innings. Benny Lachlan thought he had the wicket. It looked horribly like Haddon had smashed it. He wasn't going nowhere. And the insult into injury, there's a bit of verbal, and the umpire called it a wide.
Yeah, Brad Haddon, he loves a bit of verbals, even at this age. He's still going back. Didn't walk when he hits it behind. I remember in the Ashes, he wasn't as kind to Stuart Broad when he didn't walk, did he?
No.
But Brad Haddon, he'll stand his ground, played a cracking knock. When everything was falling apart around him, he kept going, kept playing his shots.
Well, he did his groin. He couldn't walk. He had a sore groin. Couldn't go out there and wicket keep.
Here it is. Once that ball's outside that blue line.
I like it, Gilly. Change the rule, please.
Well, I think they'll look at it down the track, but it's in. Once the ball goes outside the blue line, regardless of what the batsman does, it's going to be judged.
Why can't
wide.
the Big Bash Rules Committee, New Year's resolution, Fred, change the wide rule?
I think
Andrew,
it would be sense. It'd be sense, wouldn't it? You know, we got them the lines. I know Gilly read it out and he said it's the blue line. But if the batters are moving so much, give the ball a little bit of leeway.
Well, they were injury plagued tonight, the Sixers. They were dropping. Lum was off the field, Haddon, and they're crucial players. We know, boys, that they've lost Moses Enriquez pretty much for the tournament. So tonight was crucial for them. They needed a win and they didn't get it, and that now sees them still in the 4, but look, games played 5. They're the only team with that number played, so yeah, they're a little bit nervous
now.
Now,
think of the players that will come in. Gilly, their depth is really getting tested here. Nathan Lyon, if he doesn't get picked in the one-dayers, might be able to play a couple of games, but yeah, they're really getting tested at the moment.
Okay, well, we've got Roger Aldridge downstairs, and he has caught up with a man. He missed out today, but he plays, well, he does more sweeping than Bert out of Mary Poppins. It's Alex Ross.
Alex Ross, have you played in many finishes better than that?
No. That was unbelievable. And, you know, when we were needing sort of 15, 16s, we thought it was going to be tough, and Hetty did it absolutely beautifully.
We've seen him play a couple of good knocks, last season especially, but obviously it looked like a bridge too far.
Yeah, I mean, he's just showed the competition how good he really is. Guys in state cricket know it, and he's so dangerous. So for him to put that on the stage that the Big Bash is awesome for Teddy.
To launch so many into the stands in such quick succession, I mean, it's something we just don't see, even in a competition like this.
Yeah, I mean, and that's just a credit to Hetty. He really is a powerhouse, and hopefully this puts his name up in lights, and you know, this competition does that.
Now, it's not all about Travis Head this evening, because there was a moment there in the Sixers innings where you just pulled off an absolute blinder. Did you always feel you were going to catch it?
I saw a good bit of it, and yeah, I just sort of tried to time my run a little bit, which might have made it look a little bit better on camera, but it was nowhere near Glenn McGrath's, I don't think, out on that side.
Well, those comparisons have already been made on the coverage, and I think Pigeon, if he was watching, would be happy to know that you think you're still number 2, but it was certainly a good catch. Is there anything you practice like that at training?
We try to. Like, I guess it's hard to replicate that sort of match intensity, but we try to practice all we can.
A win like that, I mean, what does it do for you moving forward? I mean, I'd imagine it's a great momentum giver as you go toward the business end of this competition.
Yeah, I mean, we've just seen our openers getting a bit of form there, 49 for no loss, and Travis really, you know, obviously in touch now. So hopefully with that whole order firing, we can set up some really big totals, and our bowlers will keep bowling well. And, you know, tonight was maybe a little blip on the radar for a few of our guys, but they'll come back strong next game.
Yeah, and you've been going all right. Hodgie's a mainstay of making runs all over the shop, so good things to come, hopefully.
Exactly right, hopefully.
Good luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Well, catches win matches, as they say, and they certainly did that tonight. Alex Ross held that absolute screamer. Glenn McGrath will still think he's number 1. Freddie, what does a win like that, a tight win, an unexpected win, do for team momentum, team morale?
Yeah, after the last game, they didn't play well, but taking it down to the wire, a performance like that will bring that side even closer together. I think the strikers, one of their strengths is team spirit, and that's just going to make it even tighter. They're to be reckoned with, the strikers.
Well, you feel like you can win from any position now, don't you? When you win something like that.
Oh, you're invincible after a victory like that. Well, the celebrations have well and truly begun here in Adelaide. We're seeing some wonderful entertainment out on the ground.
Get out there,
plenty of the crowd sticking around. Will Freddie get out there? It's electric, the atmosphere in Adelaide. It's New Year's Eve, and we'll leave you. There's still more to talk about after the break, but here's some messages from the players wishing you all the best for your new year.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. You were kidding me earlier? Got stuck. And that didn't go off.
Happy New Year to everyone from the Sydney Sixers.
Well, it was the double for the Adelaide Strikers today. Sarah Taylor opened the batting for the Strikers against the Scorchers in the Women's Big Bash League game, and she led right from the front. She also picked up a couple of very tidy stumpings. The bowling of Amanda Wellington, she was brilliant. The Shane Warne of the women's game, look at that. High skill, that's not an easy thing to do, gentlemen. And the Adelaide Strikers got the victory. And then tomorrow, the Hobart Hurricanes, they're on top of the Women's Big Bash League. They're taking on the Brisbane Heat down there at Blundstone Arena. That's going to be live. Check your local guides, but that's going to be on 1. So keep an eye out for that. At this moment, boys, it was the champagne moment of the night, maybe of the year. Travis Head bringing up 100.
What a way to do it. That ball's over his head. He's jumped into it. He's realising now he's got a big jump in the air. Take a bow, Travis, and Andy Murray.
Love sport. Check out the end of the Big Bash match.
Well, he would have liked that shot. That was a lob shot for 6 to win the game.
He would have.
Great scenes, great emotion.
That's exciting.
You miss playing when you see that, don't you?
It's great to see Andy Murray watching. He's over in Perth for the Hopman Cup. We might even have to invite him down to the game in a couple of days, boys, see if he wants to come and join us. But someone who is joining us now is a very, very pleased coach, Dizzy Gillespie. He's downstairs with Roger.
Well, here with a very happy Adelaide Strikers coach, Jason Gillespie. You've been around cricket for a long time. Is there many better victories you've seen than that?
Well, we were probably staring down the barrel, to be perfectly honest, and we needed someone to step up, and certainly Travis did that. I thought the way he paced his innings was outstanding. I think he was 10 off about 15, 16 balls at one point, but he hung in there, and he found a way to rotate the strike, put the odd ball away, and then he went boom, and it just shows when you've got a batsman in at the end, what damage you can inflict.
A remarkably cool head on some pretty young shoulders. He showed why he is the captain of the stateside over here, I guess, in the way he just timed his run so well.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, just speaking to him then, he thought that they'd got the timing of the run a bit out, but look, he just struck the ball cleanly and put pressure back on the opposition bowlers. And when that happens, if you're in a good position, you get a good base, anything can happen.
You know what it's like to bring up a significant milestone in emphatic fashion. Were you disappointed he didn't ride the bat?
Well, a couple of boys are saying we should do that. We should ride the bat for a significant milestone. But look, I think just to get victory for the team, I think that's first and foremost. That was in Travis's mind, and the afterthought of celebrating a century, which was a remarkable achievement.
A great way to finish 2015, and I'd imagine great momentum to take into 2016 too.
Yeah, certainly, but we certainly have areas that we can be a bit better at, in all facets of the game. So we'll certainly enjoy this victory, allow the lads to go out and enjoy this because they certainly deserve that. But look, there are areas that maybe we just need to sharpen up a little bit. Lads have been pretty open and honest about that, and we'll give the lads a few days off and then they can get stuck in and prepare for our next challenge.
Well, a magnificent win, and it is New Year's Eve, so we better let you go and celebrate. Well done.
No worries, thank you.
Oh, and celebrate they will, all around Adelaide, all around South Australia. And there's tomorrow the Hobart Hurricanes versus the Sydney Thunder. Get your tickets at bigbash.com.au. Boys, the game's now, it's just getting hotter and hotter, this tournament.
Can't top this one, Gil, can we?
No, and then look at this, the double header on Saturday. The Melbourne Stars, Renegades, expecting over 50,000 there, and then the Scorchers at Sixers, they've got to pick themselves off the canvas, I guess.
Yeah, definitely, but the Perth Scorchers at home, geez, they're tough to beat. 70,000 people will be watching those two games.
Yeah, last year, both those corresponding fixtures went down to the last ball. Remington couldn't affect the run-out. That kept the Stars alive. They went on and made it to the semi-finals again. And then Brett Lee in the final. The big final. Brett Lee's last delivery in competitive cricket. And the Scorchers' celebrations began. So will they be the ones charging onto the field on Saturday?
Freddie's already started his celebrations.
I'm getting it. I've got my hats on, I've got my thing. Here we go. David Warner's on the Twitter here. Outstanding innings by Travis Head. Really feel for my mate Sean Abbott. Head up, mate. Serious.
Fair call. Sean Abbott, 2 overs for 12. There's Chris Lynn. Well, he knows how to affect that power game.
He scored 100 a couple of days ago, didn't he?
Well,
that's how you finish a game.
But he didn't finish, did he? Yeah. And spare a thought, Callum Ferguson out of the tournament. But there, read it all for yourself. Have some of that. Hashtag there, Fred.
Right, involved. Everyone's loving the Big Bash. Everyone's commenting on Travis Head.
Amazing crowd, serious standard, great coverage. What a finish tonight. Well done, Roddy.
James Murad, they keep coming. Anybody else? Is anybody not tweeted?
Surprised Warney hasn't turned up. And Andy Murray.
Andy Murray's back. Go on, Andy Murray.
Who knows whether it's Andy Murray, the tennis player, or just...
Are you questioning that, Gil? Don't question that. He's watching.
We'll wait and see. But anyway, there's so much entertainment. We hope you've enjoyed it. Boys, hey, thanks for coming along. Happy New Year. That's about all that can be said. And the best thing is, doesn't matter if the year changes, the same entertainment turns up on the same channel tomorrow. Happy New Year, everyone. Thanks for your viewership.